Hey! And that is the crew assembled.
The German made it on time. He was
Yeah?
last, but he made it on time.
He's still early.
The trains will run on time.
A German expects whenever he meant to do.
Germans,
Germans
Germans arrive whenever they mean to. Yeah.
Yes.
Usually that is on time.
So what? Well, yes. No, they arrive exactly when they mean to, which is de facto on time. Excellent, excellent. Yes, yes. I think you will compliment the crew satisfactorily.
Yeah, we still have to figure out who the reasonable member of the crew is.
I am the reasonable member of the crew.
You have reason, but you're not reasonable.
I'm very reasonable.
Which NPCs are you playing? Are there some reasonable NPCs, maybe?
No, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
What are you doing here then?
Ensuring balance within the world.
Clearly, that is what you're going to be doing.
That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to find the was it that one that was the link to the necromancer that we were going to use?
Oh, you want that?
No, go away. I don't want
Oh.
I don't want the Dropbox. I think it was that one. The Soul Thief one.
I'll find it again. It's in here somewhere. I just need to.
Yeah, no, it was that one because that was good, neutral, evil. So it was that one.
Oh yeah. That'll have been it then. I should open it as well, just so I have it as reference.
And then we were looking at. Was it Soul Servants? Yeah, Soul Servants. You can use one soul to reanimate a recently dead corpse as a cleric spell animate dead.
Yes, the necro22.pdf.
Oh, that's not part of the model.
Yes. So I need to download that direct download so that I have it on my computer.
There we go. Let me know if how stream looks. I think it looks fine. If anyone has it actually open, and if not, whatever.
I do. It's muted.
Do boost that view count though.
I can only read the text at the bottom, but I don't know if my... Oh, there we go. No, now I switched it to 1080p source and it's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm streaming
So
1080p 60. So
yeah, it was just Twitch going, your connection is not able to do this speed. Which I went, yes it is. And Twitch went, oh, yeah, you are correct. My bad.
cool.
And I don't know why it always does that, but it literally always does that.
Yeah, nice. So are we all here then? Are we all ready to get into the madness that is character creation and session 0?
Sounds good to me.
Perfectly on time. Like a
Oh my
Japanese
God.
train.
I resent it being called madness. That's Daymor's thing.
I don't do madness. Look. When have I made a suggestion? When have I ever made a single suggestion that wasn't sensible and failed to work out for us?
Yes.
We made shit tons of cash.
Well, I mean,
you did.
There was the trademark Ulf situation. That was something that didn't quite work out.
That's
That was
something
because-
I'm
that
still
was
telling
because-
stories about to
That
other
was
people.
because season 1 ended.
Yeah.
I would have entirely fixed that in season 2.
I mean, there's still the bare-chested fight on that oil rig that would have been the season finale that we never got to see.
Oh,
Well, we know where it would have gone.
Yeah, I would have won.
I don't know about that. I think
if I
Ulf
did,
might have
it's
just
fine.
suicided with you, like just ran you off the platform.
That's fine, because that means that I still win, because if you remember, we had discussions, and I had a son, an illegitimate son that even I didn't know about, ready to go.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. Hey, Orc Warrior, thanks for the follow. So since we're actually live and we're actually people, let's do a round of introductions, like if there's anything to introduce about yourselves. At least state which voice you are with your name, using your nicknames. So.
Hi, I'm Red Eye, he, they, either is fine. I'm unknown in the interwebs.
Perfect. Cool. Who's next?
I am Daymod. I am terribly British, and I am very, very old to the interwebs.
Awesome.
Greetings, I am Mork Zero. I wrote some Warcraft fanfic way back in the day, but aside from that, I have no presence on the internet whatsoever aside from my small unknown circle.
Oh god. Time to dig that up.
Oh, you'll never find it. Oh god, no, you may actually find it. Shit.
Nothing dies on the internet, and now I really want to read Warcraft fanfic.
Never
God.
forget.
Hey,
So that's what
Fen.
happens.
Thanks for the raid. And yeah, we have one last voice. Aside from me.
When Garrosh and Gul'dan get together. Okay, thanks, Mark.
That's a good pairing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What an interesting couple. All right.
See, now I'm reminded of my spoilerless review that I've been giving people for the last Star Wars movie, which is as follows. What I've been saying is I've been turning around and going, I just have one spoiler. It's a small spoiler, but here's and I know you've requested spoilers, but it's a tiny spoiler. Here's what it is. The scene where Boris Johnson and Theresa May have a full-on sex orgy. You wouldn't have thought it works, but it does.
I think I've heard that one, actually. I've heard about that one.
I mean, it's a better review than what the. Never mind.
Incredible.
Yeah, no spoilers on this.
Yeah,
No spoilers on the stream.
Chat
so-
agrees, it does work.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess I gotta do probably. So I'm Zalkree. Usually just go by Zal. I'm otherwise another random faceless person on the internet. Don't really have any connections anywhere. I just help out mod the Blades in the Dark Discord.
Woo.
And recently I've been just trying to roleplay my butt off in mostly Mork's circle.
Nice. And then to finish it up, I'm the GM, I'm Doril, the one and only, and I'm actually trying to make a living off this shit. So support me, please. I'm desperate and easy. But yeah, I'm
He's
gonna
not
be hosting
lying.
this. I'm the guy with the cam. Yeah. So
Cam girl.
yeah, and
We'll
I
all
mean,
get
yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and on Patreons and all the cool trip and hip and trendy things. Whatever the Fortnite streamers do, that's where I'm at.
I mean, technically, I have a cam. The issue isn't having a cam. The issue is if we get cams, at some point we have to get that information to Juriel somehow.
Yeah, and without another
We'll have to
screen,
look
it's a
into
little
it.
bit tricky.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll have to look into how we do that. I think at some point because
Video call in Discord.
It works, but it's not great. But we'll figure it out if we want to do it.
Hangout. I think actually what the better way of doing it might be for Juriel to see if he can acquire a small PC from somewhere. We set it up as a private streaming repository, and we just stream webcam direct to Juriel, which he then incorporates on the stream.
Yeah, I do have a leftover PC, so we can do that. But anyways, that's for the
probably
future.
best way. But we can look into it. We can definitely.
So, welcome to the world of dungeons that is Dungeon Vault. We're going to be playing a misfit group of adventurers for various
We're not
reasons.
misfit, we're good guys.
You may believe that. And I have some vague ideas as to what I want the game to look like, but you guys can overrule everything and anything, because this is very similar to Blades in the Dark. You guys get the final say on pretty much everything. More so, even, because I don't have any factions that I can point at the book at and be like, actually, it says this. No, I have jack shit. I do have a fancy book, though, so that's going to be helpful.
What's the messy tag?
Well, yeah, that's a good you're probably looking at a weapon or a monster or something. I'm
I'm
pretty
looking
sure
at
it has to
power
do
tools,
with
so-
it lets you disembowel things and like rip off arms and generally make a mess. Most of the tags I think are pretty self-explanatory, but they're also in the book somewhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if we ever like have a real question about them, we can look it up. It'll be here somewhere.
Tags are mostly common sense, unless
Mostly.
a +1 is somehow involved or a plus number.
So a good question to probably throw into the crew is, who here has not played Dungeon World before?
Me.
I have not played Dungeon World before.
Cool.
I played exactly one session of it very
Cool.
long ago.
So then that makes Red Eye the Dungeon World master here, because I have played one session and I haven't run it before. Chat has also not played Dungeon World before, so that's good. We're on the same level then.
You know what? You know what would be cool, actually, for we keep doing this for future RPGs, just as a thought for your stream. I don't think you have enough viewers to do it right now today, but the concept that there is a character that is collectively controlled by Twitch.
Oh God, I love it.
That's a terrible idea, and I love it. I love
Yeah,
that
we
idea.
can do that in the future. Yeah.
We've been there, done that. It was called that Let's Play Pokemon or whatever.
That was terrific.
It
though.
worked
That
out
went so
amazingly well. Yes.
Twit plays Dungeon World.
It can be Kappa the Clown. That'll be his name.
Yep.
Kappa,
Yeah.
the clown. Yeah.
You don't even necessarily give him a specific class or anything. You know, he's Bob, the guy that carries all the clothes and stuff behind us on like a donkey. But I just love this. That way you can have him in and not have him in as is required. But I just love the idea that the collectivity of Twitch controls a character.
Yes.
In fact,
Amazing.
I'd like to take an influence out of South Park in that said character dies every single week, but is then inexplicably alive.
He's
at
the red
beginning of next
shirt.
session.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. But yeah, let's get going with character creation, because as I've kind of made a point of, I've prevented you all from doing shit on your own, aside from like a little bit of brainstorming, and that's going to be very advantageous because we can talk about how our characters relate to each other, which is going to be really important, and we can build the world as a process. Like, I have taken the liberty of throwing together a map, which we have here on the Roll20, but nothing is labeled, nothing says anything, it's just... We're going to be confining ourselves to this rectangle because I think it's a pretty rectangle, okay?
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
do they
seen
want a
prettier
circle?
rectangles, but you know.
Okay, but I'm not asking you to date this one. So I think it'll
But
be
it
fine.
doesn't have any fjords.
That is true. I did take the Mediterranean template, so this is a pretty warm map overall, I think. And here's the inevitable 5 out of 7. Not enough fjords.
Yep. Yeah. Almost perfect. 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7 rectangle. I can live with
It is a
that.
5 out of 7 rectangle. It is a perfect 5 out of 7 rectangle. Needs more fjords.
Chat asks if this is what virgins do at night, and yes, it very much so is.
Not only this'll measure. Not only do virgins do it at night, but sexual deviants also do this at night.
See, it's
Oh, so everybody. Okay.
only the most depraved of humanity. But going back
So
to character
everybody.
creation.
Okay.
The Rock does. The Rock is an avid D&D, you know.
That's true.
Well, that's his problem.
Or is it
he
Rock?
plays
It's,
D&D.
uh,
It's Vin Diesel for one. I don't know about
Vin
The Rock.
Diesel, yes, Vin
Yeah.
Diesel is. Well, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere, and I made the mistake of starting with D&D for my sins, and you guys have converted me, so you know.
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad you came willingly. You know, some people.
believe
resist.
John Cena also.
No. Nobody said I came willingly. I told Uriel he was monumentally wrong, but I'm open-minded enough that I'll give anything a try once. That's exactly the reason why I dated my ex.
Okay, before the burn gets too sick, let's actually get through character creation, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
So looking at the book here tells me that the first step is to choose a class. Now we've talked about this in chat before, and we had voice comms. So what has everyone kind of settled on in terms of their class? What do we have?
So I've very much settled on that with your say so, of course. That the first custom necromancer that you linked me. I think it's very much in keeping with the back. The others didn't seem focused enough on the resurrection of undead aspect of necromancer, whereas this one seems very much there is a route you can go that is very much steeped in that.
Yeah.
And given the background, I think that is the best for.
Yeah.
What I'm looking to do with the character.
Yeah,
so
the one we found is
okay,
very much so focused on summoning minions and manipulating souls and doing some blood magic. And
yes,
very
on top
thematic.
of which, it also has a good alignment, which, as stated, my character believes he is. He is not.
Cool.
But my character believes he is.
Okay.
Do we want to remind the audience what this campaign is all about?
We don't know what it's all about.
We have to get
we are kind of figuring that out, I think, as we're going here. We have some ideas, so let's keep those in mind. But who is next? What class do you have chosen?
I also chose a custom playbook that was randomly found on the internet. The Warlock.
Nice.
I like how it looks to have a nice set of your typical Warlocks outfit. It shows the Patron, the bargains, also some of the simply matters of defying danger, like the Fool's Luck ability, the simple names of messing around with your stats a little bit, or with your interaction with the world, your roles.
Nice. So, Marco, you have the Warlock. Cool. I'm updating it for stream, so they can see it as well.
I have chosen the Spell Knight, which is basically a glass cannon with what type of magical reinforced combat would you like?
What kind seems most exciting to you?
I'm not yet sure, but it's maybe I'm playing an elf, which will fight with all bow and arrows and
Nice.
magical arrows maybe, or like the classic sword in one hand and magic in the other.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
the two ideas.
Oh,
I'll
Yeah,
figure out.
we'll figure that out. And then, yeah, what I kind of understand here from the Spell Knight is that you took a knight, and then, like, what if he also is a wizard?
Exactly.
Instead of taking, like, a wizard and making him a knight, which is, like, what the Spellblade and all those are. So, that's cool. What else do we have?
There's me, so I guess I'll kind of be the anchor and play like a non-custom playbook. Oh no, boo.
How could you?
Actually, mostly because I couldn't find a custom playbook that was free that I actually would fit what I was going for. So we'll just make things work. I'm going to do a thief and try to lean it more towards like an assassin feel than an actual steal stuff thing.
Nice. Nice.
I just want to reiterate to the people what Varric has just said, and knowing how our group has gone before, I shall quote it. He has said, "The campaign will be about Subject X. The player's duty is to see how far off they can take the story before the DM has a mental breakdown. This is how D&D is played." To which I have responded is, "Oh, you have no idea."
Yes.
I
didn't want to be the one quoting it.
No. The thing here is, Varric, is you might have seen other groups, but there is a reason why I have gone out of my way to free up as many Saturdays as I can for this group specifically.
Yeah. Okay. We have one character left. What?
That was all for
Right?
it.
No, that was all four of them.
four.
Oh my god,
That's-
counting.
Yep.
I am incredible at math. I'll let you know.
Necromancer, Warlock, Spell Knight, Thief.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
since we had a character that mentioned they were playing an elf, I am playing a Ratman warlock specifically.
Yes, because the next
Okay.
step in the book is also choose your race.
Oh, we'll
Some
get there. Okay.
So some classes will have race options specified. In that case, pick one of those or make up your own. Races generally give you some kind of benefit that you can use. So yeah, let's go through that.
See, the thing with me is that the dwarf one sounds genuinely interesting, but when I envision my character, I just don't see a dwarf.
No.
So it has to be human because when you think about what I've described, you do not see a dwarf.
Awesome. So make sure that as you're answering these questions, by the way, you're filling that out in your character sheet.
Yep.
Cool.
I have a question for Tel.
Yeah.
You said you want to play an assassin type character, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you already know which race you want to play?
No, I'm actually looking through rogue art right now to try to find something because I need the art to match what I'm going with. So, or the art will be the choice of what the race is. I guess.
Just don't play a gnome.
Friends
No.
don't let friends play gnomes.
There we go.
I just need to find. I don't know. Depends on what good art there is for a rogue that I would like. I want to try to do the Arab theme too, because you want to do the Arabian thing. So I'm trying to find something that maybe fits in that. But most of them are going to be human, and it's like that's.
Maybe like a
Bland
kobold or
boring.
lizard. I don't know.
What about a goblin?
Ooh, Khajiit.
a gnome with green skin.
No, goblins are passable. Goblins and gnomes are very different.
Goblins are
items.
fine.
Yes.
Yes,
Gnome-
goblins are fine, gnomes are not.
Yes. Thank you.
There we go. But yeah, so you can figure out your choice and then let me know once you've chosen. In the meantime, the rest of you can give your... Oh?
What I'm curious about is, yes, my character is human, but does my character know/believe he is human?
You can think whatever you want.
So I remember some time ago, I created a character that was true chaotic as far as I was concerned, and when asked why he was there, the answer he gave to people was because the tomato told him to. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go that chaotic with this guy, but it was very, very amusing in that RP because people turned around and go, "Did you not ask the tomato why?" I went, "No, I don't talk to fruit. I'm not stupid." And so what I'm thinking in this case is I'm wondering if my character was raised in some sort of isolation by like two old deranged people, or maybe even just one old I'm wondering if I was raised by like an old deranged, I don't know, ogre or something with very skewed
Interesting.
worldviews.
Yeah, so
And then
maybe...
I acquired them, and I think I'm an ogre. I'm not. I'm very, very not. I'm a human. But, maybe I was found by him and I was abandoned or something. But this is why I've developed these very skewed worldviews.
So
and
yeah, like
yeah.
you have a very, very different worldview, but I think you're like in the process of having your bubble burst.
oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
No,
Coming in
absolutely,
contact with all
yes.
these people, it's like, oh, you're seeing some new things.
Yes. Mirrors
Nice.
for one.
Nice. So what I would like to do is have every one of you give your character a name, and typically your class will suggest a number of names. You can pick any of those or make up your own. And if your name comes with titles, then that is part of your name, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I just did something bad.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's fine. We'll survive this. And of course, let me know the names. Oh, let us know the names that you've chosen.
I am Balthazar, the animated armor.
Balthazar.
I am Ugg, son of Zug.
Oh.
I am Ikit Ikit, prophet of the great rat.
Yes. Yes, you are.
There's nothing wrong with bards, Varric. Bards are amazing. The ability to get whatever you want done by fucking someone is a perfectly valid roleplay choice.
Yes. Yes. Maud, do you have a name?
Yes. I do, it's Ugg, son of Zug.
Ugg, son of Zug. Okay.
Yeah, because I was raised by an ogre mage. This is what I've decided. And he was called Zug. And therefore I believe I am an ogre mage. Sent out in the world to do what's right, because I'm good.
Cool.
And he called me Ugg. So I am Ugg, son of Zug.
Good. Good. Zal, what do you have?
Silver, Knight's Whisper.
Silver Knight's Whisper.
I
And
have never
is she
watched a single
a
D&D
human?
movie. They are bad.
Or what did she end up being?
I still don't know.
Still don't know. Okay. We'll add some question marks here.
Sorry.
That's cool. I'm just updating the overlay for the stream, like, as we're going along here. But okay, so you're still figuring it out, cool. Moving ahead with the others. Choose a look. You know,
I would
you
also
have
notice that I've just completely screwed over Juriel's over.
That's fine. I'm sure it's not too bad. I can get rid of this. Here we go. I figured it out. We don't need these.
Got it.
Maybe I'll leave the player, just so we know that. But yeah, I think yeah, let's go to looks. Once again, your class will suggest some possible appearances for your character, and these are generally super basic. But you know, pick some things. Tell us what your character, what you've chosen, and of course we'll get into detail as we play.
So, there's a few look things suggested, but I know what
Yeah.
I'm picturing giving the description, actually.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here on the Necromancer sheet is it has 4 rows, and you typically pick one of each row. So you can do like the equivalent of like eyes, hair,
So-
clothing, body.
Yeah, no, what I'm picturing is very much, and I think it will fit the look quite nicely. I'm picturing. Have you seen the second Hellboy movie?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
the main enemy in that one, the elf guy with the long white hair, but very
Oh,
pale.
the prince.
The prince. Yes, that's what I'm picturing for my guy.
So you're like a pale elf boy, which like is a little bit thick around the shoulders, maybe, and like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but very, very thin, very gaunt.
Oh,
very
yeah, okay.
White.
Cool.
You know, that kind of. That's the kind of look that
Like
I'm going.
you had
for.
a really bad diet in your childhood, and like not enough
Yes.
light, and you're a little bit
Yes.
anorexic. Okay.
But with all that being said, the hair is actually very clean, very long. The clothes are literally very fine robes. There, you know, when I was sent out into the world, I think probably because my dad died, I acquired all the best clothes out of all the thing and went out into the world. So I'm not like traveling in like, you know, tattered robes or anything else. The robes look like they would belong to someone from money. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
In fact, they probably did belong to someone from
Yeah,
money
that's what I
who
was
is now
getting
probably
at.
very dead.
Like my question is, who did your daddy kill to get these robes?
I don't know. I found them in a box.
Okay. So we'll have to answer that question at some later time then.
Yes,
'Cause that
yes,
is an
no,
interesting question.
This is more than happy for this to be something
Yeah.
else that gets added later.
Yeah, totally. Like maybe even make a note. Like.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. The rest of you, What do we have?
Should I put the note in looks, or is there somewhere else to put the...
There should
I'll put
be
it in
a
looks,
place
in
to.
looks.
Yeah, I guess.
Robes from a dead guy. There we go.
Nice.
I am animated armor with a black one with purple energy because
Ooh.
I found an image I quite like and I put it up into the Discord.
Yeah, let me pull it up and show it to stream. So were you like a person once that was turned into this spell knight, or have you been created by someone? Because this is
No,
very inhuman.
I'm created. I'm a creation for a task. I was never a creature of life. nor death.
Interesting. So, part of the premise of the game is going to be that I'm gonna say that you were all prisoners slated for execution, and you were being transported somewhere, but something went bad, and that's why you're now together and in an adventure. So my question here immediately for the armor is, why were you slated for disassembly?
No, I'm the thing that got wrong. I was.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Or his character was like, you know what? Armor is kind of living sometimes.
You're
Let's resurrect something here to balance this out.
You're part of the problem.
Yes.
Nice. An accident that happened during the mess.
No. The thing here is that this armor is literally the epitome of balance, because it is not alive, yet alive. So it's not undead, and it's not alive. Therefore, it is the balance.
Okay, so
Deep.
so that's pretty deep. Rick, take Rick.
Icket.
Icket.
Yes. So
Oh,
much
no.
like Mord here, I didn't actually just pick the one
Right,
word description
because-
with. I actually, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's boring. So Icket is a thin, 5-foot humanoid rat covered in crazy gray-white fur. He wears tattered red robes with some dingy metal plates lined over it, too little effective protection, with crazy, beady red eyes. Because he's a rat. That's what they do. This is how
Nice.
rats are.
Nice. Are you
As
like
for what-
are you like human sized or
Yeah, 5 foot. 5 foot.
5 foot? Nice.
Yeah.
With like the
So-
typical
so-
hunched over like appearance, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I was like, but I, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
As for why I was slated, or are we holding off on that for a moment?
No, you can go into it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, as for why I was slated for execution, I imagine I got caught digging around somewhere I wasn't supposed to be digging around, like the dirty rat I am. And they they did not take kindly to that at all.
Yeah, like a situation of like we already have some other prisoners, and like theft or like loitering and whatnot isn't typically an offense, but this is more convenient.
That or it was somewhere I really wasn't
Oh,
supposed to
yeah,
be
that. Yeah. We can
Yeah.
get into what that was in a moment. Xal, have you made any progress on your character?
I have. I have a pick that I think I'm gonna go with. Put it in
Nice.
for my character thing. She'll be an elf of some variety that's concealed under the hood. The picture doesn't do that part, but the rest of it seems appropriate to the setting and stuff that we're trying to do.
Nice.
What I looked for, so I think we're okay there. But she's an elf of some variety. We'll come up with that later for funds. She's. Oh, I got height. It's usually the only thing that goes in my blade sheets.
No worries.
Faye, she's like 5'6". I have mischievous eyes, hooded head, kind of fancy clothes. You know, she kind of like a, when she takes things she likes, she'll wear it. Or
So
incorporate
What
it
else are you
into the
gonna?
outfit.
What else are you gonna do with it if not wear it?
I'll sell it. Trade
so
it.
so I imagine that
Auction
because
it.
because you were so I imagine that because you were stripped, because you were like a prisoner, you only have like dingy like trophies remaining, and all your really good stuff was taken from you.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
All the prime stuff that she like to surround herself and kind of like convince herself of a higher lifestyle is now gone. So she just has, you know, a dingier group of things, but it's still kind of nice for what it's worth.
You've been dressing yourself up, but like with what you have available. So maybe like colored bands of cloth, you know, like a silk strip here. I don't know.
Oh! I've just come up with even more thoughts about my backstory and why I'm doing.
Well, yeah. Why were you slated for execution?
So we tried to do something with the arms. That was what went wrong. Maybe I was willing to still help us steal the armor to do something wrong.
Okay. I'm seeing a ploy develop here. Maud, aka
Yes.
Ugg, son of Zug.
Yeah.
Why were you slated for execution?
So
let's get into
backstory
this.
time. Are you sitting comfortably? I've worked this out. So Zug was an evil necromancer, but as I was growing up human, he found abandoned, and he hoped that I would be the one to kind of like enact his evil plan of raising all the dead and taking over the world. But as I started to grow up, being a human, I started to develop one of those pesky morality things. So he told me that he was resurrecting them in order to maintain balance in the world, not to take over the world and kill everybody else that objected to him. And this was what I grew up believing. Then he died. Old age, disease, doesn't matter what. And I decided to carry on what I'd been raised to do, which at this point I thought was perfectly good and morally right and everything else. So I went out in the world too, because I thought, well, you can't do this from here. There's not a big enough graveyard. So out I went into the world to find a big enough graveyard in order to resurrect all the undead people, in order to maintain the balance that I'd been raised by Zug to believe.
Okay, nice.
But while I'm doing this, you know, after balance going on here, then something that's neither alive or dead. If we could make everybody be something that's neither alive nor dead, and then we come up with the prospect of this animated armor. But obviously in the meantime, I'm still trying to fulfill Daddy's desire. So I was caught playing around in a graveyard, and unfortunately, for some unknown reason in this world that I fully don't understand, resurrecting armies of undead is just frowned upon.
Nice. So
I
people
do not
captured
understand
a
why.
deranged, mad, lunatic necromancer on the local graveyard,
I'm
and were like,
perfectly sane. I'm just trying to fulfill Daddy's
that's what
wishes.
they're saying. I'm not making a statement about you.
I don't understand these crazy people in this world.
Okay, let's move on, because we have some cool thoughts here. Next step is choose your stats. So Dungeon World uses the same stats as D&D does. So most of that is very self-explanatory. If you're a fighter, you probably want to get high strength, but if you're using a bow, then maybe high dexterity. You know, necromancer, I don't know, you probably want some intelligence to do all your evil stuff.
Roll plus in.
Yeah, what you can do is you can take a look at your move list to figure out like what kind of moves do I want to improve. But generally, it's not a big deal. That said, I am apprehensive to let you guys roll the stats, so let's not.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Sorry. So I'm apprehensive to let you guys roll your stats, which is something that we could be doing. But instead, we will be distributing the default spread.
Mine
So-
says assign these scores to your
Yes,
stats.
that should be
Yeah.
the default spread. So assign those as you will. It's a 16, a 15, a 13, a 12, a 9, and an 8. So you're overall pretty decent at stuff.
So Vampiric Touch, when you touch someone and focus on their life energy, do I need to touch them, or is it all part of that?
It's so Dungeon World uses moves, right? We have Blades has like actions, and actions kind of describe
Yes.
what you're doing. It's like, oh, you're punching this guy in the face, so you're probably skirmishing with him, and we go with that. Dungeon World is a bit more explicit, so we have a list of moves, and we only roll dice if an action you perform triggers that move, fulfills the condition it states. So you, as the Necromancer, would activate that ability when you do what it says, specifically, right?
So here's my question. In order to do Vampiric Touch, am I just rolling int, or am I rolling something else
Okay,
as well? to
so
touch them?
the basic die mechanic... Oops, I dropped my pen. And correct me here if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Red Eye is... fuck, I actually don't remember. Tell us, please.
You roll 2d6
Okay,
and
that's...
add your stat.
That was my inclination. So yeah, it's 2d6 plus whatever statistic or trait the game tells you to.
Okay, so here's what I'm asking. I want to do the ability Vampiric Touch,
Okay.
right? Do I have to roll something and then roll the int check?
No.
Or is it just the int check?
Your move will tell you.
Yeah, your move will tell you
When touch someone and
everything.
focus on their life and
So to clear up the confusion here, to touch someone, you generally don't have to make a move, and
Right,
that's a specific thing. Making a move means using something that is on your sheet or is on the basic or expanded move list,
Okay.
and then that involves a roll most likely.
Okay.
But
So
if
from what I'm reading,
you're not specifically triggering something, then there's no roll involved.
Okay. So what I'm reading here, everything on this Necromancer is based on int.
Yep.
And doesn't seem to use anything else. So is it like D&D in that it would be int, con, and then wherever the hell I want to stick my stats?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
that's a
okay.
very safe thing to do.
But you might want to keep in mind that when you want to touch someone, you might trigger Defy Danger, which is when you act despite an imminent threat.
Yeah,
Like-
so there's a
Right,
list
and
of...
What would that be rolling on?
That depends on the situation, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. You can
So
take a look.
if you look
Yeah.
on the Roll20 underneath the map, on the left side, there's a set of basic moves. And this is what we'll be using to resolve most conflict in the game. That isn't a specific move you're triggering on your sheet.
Okay.
And like Defy Danger is pretty much what we're used to in Blades in the Dark, right? In Blades in the Dark we use actions, but here all of those actions together have been pretty much rolled into the Defy Danger instead. So you'll see
Okay.
that it's a little bit
yeah,
like a
yeah.
resistance roll, and you use various attributes.
Okay.
Cool. So
Okay.
an example here with using your move here to... What exactly does it do? Your Vampiric Touch move, right? It says when you touch someone and focus on their life energy. So generally you can just do that, right? You can say, I walk
Yes.
up to the person, I touch them, I focus on their life energy. But if it's dangerous, I might ask you to, hey, this sounds dangerous, you might want to defy danger first to avoid the danger
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
come upon you if you don't. You can
That
still
makes
do
sense.
your Vampiric Touch, of course. And
Yeah.
just
No, that
ignore my blabbering on about maybe killing you if you do.
I mean, I normally ignore your blabbering on killing us. It's why we ended up with so much fun in the last campaign.
Nice.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, and chat, I mean, makes an example as well that is perfectly valid. You might need to get someone's permission to touch them. If they don't like you. You could also just ignore that, but yeah. So yeah, has everyone distributed their stats, or are there more questions?
Doing it right now.
Cool.
I believe mine are all set up. Yes.
9, 12.
Awesome.
No, I don't appear to have 13.
And I'll go through everyone's stats and put those on the
That one's 13, 12, 13, 15, 16.
on the
Yes, I
sheets.
believe I have distributed my stats.
So, Icket has 8 strength, 9 dexterity, 12 constitution, sturdy rat, 15
no, there
intelligence,
wasn't quite enough low stats for me to properly make
16.
him weak.
16 wisdom, and 13 charisma. So actually a good talker. Now let me look at Maud as I'm updating this for the stream. Our necromancer has 13 strength,
Yeah, because I was raised by an ogre
Yeah.
mage.
12 dexterity. You know how to carry yourself.
Because I was raised by an ogre mage.
Yeah. 15 constitution.
Because I was raised by an ogre mage.
16 intelligence.
He's consistent.
No, okay, and 8 charisma.
Because I was raised by an ogre mage.
There's a
Balthazar.
pattern.
Yeah, let's take a look at Balthazar here.
So I think Chat has made a very valid point here. That, and I might be reading this wrong, but be sure to bring lots and lots of alcohol because of Mord. I'm getting that impression from your little description there, yes.
Yes.
Because you were raised by an ogre mage.
Because I was raised by an ogre mage.
Is that going to be your excuse for everything?
No.
Maybe.
Because you were raised by an ogre mage?
Well,
No,
that's
because sometimes the excuse is going to be, that's not how X works.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
that's how being raised by an ogre mage works.
Okay. I'm doing the last one here.
Yeah, and hence my wisdom. I've always thought that wisdom is common sense. Because I was raised by an ogre mage, I have common sense for that environment, but not for out in the world.
Nice. Nice. Okay,
I,
so...
I am oblivious to how things work in the world, and that I think is very much wisdom. I'm very intelligent, but just not much in the way of common sense as far as the
Fair.
non-ogre mage
Fair.
resurrecting people is concerned.
Okay, let's keep going with character creation here. So, since we're using the fancy Roll20 character sheets, we don't have to figure out the modifiers, but just for reference, it's similar to D&D, but the scales are moved a bit around. So 13 to 15 is +1, 16 to 17 is +2, and 18 is +3. Standard stuff. And then your maximum hit points are equal to your class base HP, which will be a number on your character sheet, plus your total constitution, not the modifier. So if your
Oh.
class says 4 and your constitution is 9, you get 13 total. Yeah.
Right, so I get 21.
Like when it
Nice.
says constitution, it's not con. There's a difference between constitution and con.
Con.
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, as a
And I assume the
necromancer,
two
you get
boxes are
a
X out of
shitload.
Y.
Exactly. That's X out of Y. Cool.
Alright, that's not sounding so
So
bad.
I get
Yeah. You get
I
a
get 21
lot of hit points.
because I was raised by ogre mages. An ogre mage.
Please never stop. Actually, just stop. Okay.
I like how we've established a little meme here already in the first.
That's
session.
perfect. Yeah.
How does there's an excellent question that I wish to answer from Varric. How does an ogre mage negotiate peacefully? It's very simple. If the first thing you do is rip their tongue out and then kill them, they don't make any noise as they die, and you have negotiated peacefully.
I suppose the end result of the negotiation is peace.
Yes. This is negotiating peacefully, correct?
This is the way.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
logic.
That's logic. Very logically sound. Next thing during character creation, choose a starting move. So sometimes your class will give you choices of the starting moves that it gets. In which case you pick one, or follow the instructions really. the Necromancer, taking that as an example, you get all of those things.
I get all of them.
Everything under starting moves you have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That'll hold true for everyone else. If it's under starting moves and it doesn't tell you to make a choice, you just have it. If it tells you to make a choice, then please make that choice.
No, I don't have
Mine just says you start with these moves. So
Then you do.
Awesome. Cool. Then
In the
Yeah.
trigger box, what goes in the trigger box?
that is typically the first sentence of the
Okay.
of the move. Right, because all moves will generally read, when you do this thing, roll that, and then there's the 3 results, and maybe an additional description. So, if you want to fill those out, copy paste them, that's great. Or if you want to rely on the PDF for a moment, that's still fine. Because the next thing we would be doing is alignment. Which is kind of cool to have a game with a fun alignment system.
I have to admit, this is actually one of the first games I've played with an alignment system in it. I've never actually played D&D.
Yeah, good, because D&D's is nothing like this. It's shit.
Very nice.
Okay, so once again, your class will suggest a few alignments that you might have, and things you might be doing because of that alignment. And generally, the alignment will reward you with experience when you fulfill it. And if you don't fulfill it, we, at the end of the session, kind of perhaps think about, hey, is this really true about you? Maybe we change it. But we can also just say, maybe this session it didn't come up, let's try again next time. But generally, your alignment is another experience trigger, which is something you're familiar with from Blades. So let's go around the table and have everyone pick their alignment and maybe talk a little bit about it.
Balthazar, the animated armor creation of chaos. It
Yes.
was created by Unleashed Magic, and so its alignment is chaotic. And by its very definition, Balthazar wants to unleash magic from its bounds because it's the only thing it knows to do.
Nice. Very wild. So you're gonna get experience when you unleash magic from its balance.
Which is basically XP for the very first session, because I'm going to save some prisoners, which might or might not be wizards.
which might not may not be good. Ikit, what is your alignment?
I am also chaotic. I spur others to significant and unplanned decisive action, for such is the will of my patron, the Great Rat.
The horned rat.
Yes.
No, just the Great Rat. We're not infringing on GW's copyright today.
Awesome.
So
Your trouble starter.
I'm being a little bit more funky with my alignment. So I believe I'm good, and therefore I'm carrying out my spirit's last request, which is basically my dead dad. However, actually, I'm neutral. So at some point over the campaign, I will uncover a dead secret. I don't know that I'm neutral. I believe I'm good.
So what you can do here is write down the alignment that you think you'll be immediately able to do during the first session. And then later we go and look at it and are like, you have done this. Do you want to change it?
Okay. In
Right,
that case, I am technically good in air quotes.
Yeah. You're trying to do good by fulfilling the last wishes of your spirit. Of
Yes.
spirits. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, don't switch over to NPC.
No, that is not a good idea.
Cool. And then we have Silver, the Knight's Whisper.
Evil.
Evil. Okay.
She likes causing mischief and just kind of stirring problems up and shifting the blame away from herself. Like, I don't know what you talk about. I didn't set that on fire. That's not what I do.
Nice. So you're gonna get experience when you're egotistic. And yeah, That'll be sweet. Pixel, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And with that, I believe we have everyone's alignments.
Yes, you're counting. Your math checks out. This
Cool.
time at least.
Cool.
Improvement.
Cool. So let's choose gear. Each class has choices to make for starting gear. Keep your load in mind. It limits how much you can easily carry. So the idea here is that similar to Blades, if you go over a certain threshold, I'm gonna have the ability to say, hey, you're overburdened. Maybe take a breather or two.
Your load is also determined by your class, usually a number plus your STR.
Yeah, so that would be for the Necromancer. Here's the example, because I have it open. Your load is 7 plus strength, STR, so it takes the
20.
rating,
So
not the
that's
total.
8.
8.
Yeah.
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 No, okay, that's fine.
You have a maximum load of 8. And then it gives you a set of choices. One for your defenses, which is either leather armor or bag of books. A weapon, sacrificial dagger or scythe. Or
I mean, it's a
bandages
scythe. It's a
and
scythe.
candles and incense. So yeah, you're carrying a big ass fucking scythe. I love it.
Where do I put that stuff in the sheet?
Let's see. It should have space for it. Sorry. So underneath the icon on the top left, you can change to sub, and that's where your gear will be.
Aha, got it, right.
So you
okay.
basically have those 3 tabs in your character sheet.
Bag of
Main,
books.
sub, and settings. Nice.
Uh,
So yeah, everyone choose your gear. What are you starting with?
I'm starting with scale armor because I'm a literal armor. Yeah, you might have noticed by now. And I have a sword,
Nice.
a long sword, and that's it.
No, you also get 5
dungeon
dungeon rations. Yeah, which
Yeah,
is an
which
important
are-
thing to have.
Which is probably something like ectoplasm for me. I
Yeah.
would assume something like that.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Cool. Icket.
So I will be starting with a short sword, dagger, healing potion, antitoxin, and dungeon rations.
Okay. I do see it put a whole bunch of shit on your character sheet, so you might wanna remove the stuff you
fair
don't
enough.
actually have.
Yep.
Cool. One thing I should mention here, probably as we're doing gear, is that there's ammunition in this game. Like, you might have a quiver full of arrows. And unlike other games where we say, oh, you shoot 1 arrow, so subtract 1 arrow from your inventory, we subtract ammunition when something goes wrong. Right? When a move says, hey, you lose ammo, you use it up, that's when we subtract it. Otherwise, we don't. We assume you collect your arrows, so you just have infinite arrows. Right? It's that scene in the movie where the hero has infinite amount of bullets until they don't, because something went wrong.
Also, the GM has the option of taking away our resources when it's
Yeah.
interesting. Like, oh no, we're climbing a cliff. Something goes wrong. Oh, oops, you've dropped the magical MacGuffin.
Yeah, so I might occasionally screw you out of your stuff, but of course you can tell me off. Nice. And then once we've done all of that, then Maud has transferred the moves he starts with and all that, which I believe we've done. We
I've done
pretty
some
much
of them, not all of them.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll keep adding them when I need to add them. Because
That
otherwise
is
it's a
perfectly
lot of
fair.
write.
Yeah.
And I don't know which ones I'm actually going to use. So it's
That is
just a case
perfectly
of,
fair.
right, we'll wait till I use them.
So that's step 10 completed. And we've been doing step 11 kind of as we've been talking about the characters, which is introduce your character. Right? We know who they are, we have some idea if you have like a strong thing to add, like now's the time to speak up before we get into writing bonds.
Ooh, I want to get into bonds. I have a question for Bond.
Okay.
A strong thing to add to what?
Oh, if you wanna like add something to your character introduction or premise that we haven't heard yet, like now's the time. But if you think we've like talked about it.
Yeah, for my race, the Ratman, I know that certain races have certain bonuses to some of their...
Yeah.
As a Ratman, is it possible I can take a additional +1 to defy danger? This is a slippery little rat bastard.
Oh, yeah. If you call it that, slippery little rat bastard. I think
Literal
Red
rat
Eye.
bastard.
Correct me. I think that sounds okay.
That's like M+1 to a move.
Yeah.
Is like a usual thing for a race option.
Yeah, I've seen it in others. So I just wanted to double check. Cool. So yeah, slippery
it's
little rat bastard.
It's usual bound to a fictional trigger, and it's the same thing I have for animated armor. You are deeply connected to magic. When you try to avoid a magical threat, take +1 forward to defy danger.
Cool.
Okay,
So then
sure.
perhaps for the rat, it's when I use my stature and ratty nature or something like that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that, yeah.
Yeah, add that trigger to it, and we're good. Awesome.
Yeah, I have something similar because I came up. So I'm gonna do an elf, and I want to call it a hero elf, like as in a hieroglyph. So Arab Egyptian type thing. I want something that's like gains something when interacting with like artifacts or artifact weapons.
What do you want to get out of?
Well, she used like I was thinking like if I find or get or have like some artifact weapon, she'd get extra effective. Like it's like the idea that they're a race that maybe had like former glory race, like a hero elf are just like nomads or small civilization of people nowadays, but they used to be a great
Ooh,
empire.
I like the idea of you have the ability to spout lore about artifacts more effectively. Right.
That seems very appropriate, and I think the bard of the vanilla class is similar.
I
Is
can.
there languages in this system?
Yeah, but we generally don't keep track of them until we say we do. Kind of like in
That's-
Blades, right? The fact that you don't speak Elven only matters when we talk to an elf.
Yes, no. But what I'm thinking, because of the backstory I've created for my character, he should be able to speak whatever the native language of ogres is.
Write that down. You speak Ogre. Or whatever ogres tend to speak. You speak it.
Yes. Where would that go?
Notes, second page, I believe. Sub. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, and for Yuxel, I'm double checking the bald.
I'll drop something into the Discord. That's
Yeah.
something from the bard. I would modify that.
Okay, that might be applicable.
I would probably modify it for when you encounter an artifact of your ancient legacy.
Yeah.
You can ask for a fact, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, you asked me one free like gather info question about it, effectively. It's like, hey, there's a crazy old artifact. What do I know about it? Because, yeah, so this is a good question to all the ones who are not playing humans, but maybe even to the ones playing humans. How old do you get? You know, is this a world in which elves are thousands of years old and sad and depressed people? Or is this the world where elves are younger, you know, forest people? Like, what are we looking at?
Probably low hundreds.
So still several generations in terms of human generations.
Yeah,
So,
so
like-
keep the staple that most elves are in many
Yeah.
sources. So they do have a longer life. Not necessarily crazy long, but they have noticeably longer life. Like one person could live, what would that be, like 4 or 5 generations of a human
Yeah,
type of
but
thing?
so you remember things humans have long forgotten. Cool.
Mostly,
Yeah.
mediumly forgotten.
Cool. And then Icket.
Actually, no.
Oh?
I would, no. So. Not that humans have forgotten per se, but more a case of humans believe our fairy tales are it's gone into
Yeah.
nursery rhyme.
The
So it's,
Jedi.
it's something that is still. If you were to ask them, if you were to sort of like go, what about fairies? And they go, yeah, they're these little flying things, but you actually know them, you remember them, you've spoken to them. But as far as
Yeah.
human beings are concerned, they're just things in fairy tales. They're things that you tell
Nice.
kids to make them to brush their teeth or stick their teeth underneath pillows, that kind of stuff. It's not that it's forgotten from humans, but that it's transitioned from history into mythos.
Nice. Good. I like that. Do you like it?
Yes.
Okay, we like it. Icket. How old do rat people get?
Not very old, all things considered. They're incredibly short-lived. I'd say your veteran, if you're really old men are going to be around maybe mid-30s. So,
Ooh.
but
What
they- they-
I'd
they-
like to know is, are rat people 30 years old because that's when they die of old age? Or are rat people 30 years old because that's when we hit them with a hammer?
That is
Yes.
a very good question. I'll have to give that one some thought. It could be
there
both.
Could there be a rat person running around who's 100 years old because that's his native life, but rat people are just inclined by virtue of how society treat them, or even how they treat themselves, to just be in dangerous situations, and by virtue of that, die horribly at a really early age, to the point where if we ever meet an elderly rat person, we're like, rat people don't get elderly. Maybe they live as long as elves, but they just don't, because they're always dungeoneering and dying as a result of it.
That is possible. One of my contract abilities is immunity to disease, debility, and aging. So it is very possible that just by virtue of being a warlock yourself, other rats are simply out there who survive to 100s and whatnot. But I do think like they are still a short-lived race altogether, with a few exceptions here and there, of course, depending on what they've managed to achieve.
Awesome. And that just reminded me of a really good thing. Let's talk about a little bit more about each character's like specific class choice and what that means, and especially here the warlock. Tell us
You didn't
about.
ask-
Yeah. Sorry.
You didn't ask me about my age. I had something beautiful prepared.
And I just skipped over the magical armor that has no feelings.
Yeah, how about we?
But okay, magical armor that has no feelings. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. How old are you?
Yes, hurt armor feeling. I am Legion, for we are many. We are infinite.
Well, we can carbon date you.
We know when you were created, but you don't. Okay, no, it's good. It's good. You are ageless. You're timeless.
I'm ageless and timeless. This is just a moment in this a thing of me exists in a moment.
So what I would like to question here is that, are you emotionless, or are you taking like beats from, say, Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, in that because you are so ageless, because time is so meaningless to you, those beings entrapped by time are equally meaningless to you? It's not that you are emotionless, but it's like how we would feel about a sandwich.
Nothing else matters, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's just that you're not technically emotionless, but you're
Okay.
operating on a different plane.
Yes.
Awesome.
Because that opens up the possibility that you could get attached to us in the same way that human beings get attached to, say, dogs. Because if you're emotionless, you can't do that. You have no emotion bonds to the party. But if it's just that you are timeless, therefore view things differently, it offers the ability for you to get emotionally attached to us, as I say, in the same things people might do to a pet or something like that.
Oh, look at those puppies. Oh, look at those adventurers.
Yeah, look at those adventurers. They're so cute. Oh, look at them trying to kill that big bad. I'll help them. Isn't that sweet?
Awesome.
Type of thing.
Yeah, we'll get into that with the bonds, I believe, in a moment here. But one thing that I want to know, at the very least, before this still, is Ikit, you're Warlock. You have a patron. Tell us about being Warlock. What is that?
Yes. Tell you about being a warlock and tell you about my patron, or kind of both? It sounds
Yeah,
like?
both. What is it for you?
What's in it for me?
Yeah, like what? Just tell us about.
For me.
Yeah.
As
Everything.
a warlock of the Great Rat, I'm kind of like a prophet to him. I'm a seer. I'm a follower. Like kind of like the head of a religion, but not really. Yeah, but kind of like the Pope. If the Pope had no authority, just kind of an old crazy man talking to God.
I like the Pope.
I mean, that is generally how I define the Pope.
Okay.
Show some respects before elderly. He is much older than you, at the very least.
The thing is, Ikit is probably he's probably a young rat himself.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because, yeah, like I said, again, I think they're very short-lived, so for him to kind of be in his prime around his ratty age, obviously his short-lived race is going to mature faster. So, probably 15 or so in rat years, or in human years, so that's probably around 20, 25, maybe even 30 in rat years.
I like how we've imposed like age conversion on all races that aren't humans, just for some reason.
Yeah, it's like
You know.
dog years.
It's just so we can make sure that everyone that is of legal age is of the same legal age.
Look, we'll eventually get to the brothel episode, and this will all have been worth it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, so as a patron, as a servant of the Great Rat, my patron, like I said before, I am entitled to immunity to disease, immunity to certain abilities, and as I said, aging. I also have access to ancient and long-forgotten Eldritch language, the aforementioned rat speak, and my particular offering to the Great Rat, the one I've chosen, perhaps the one that the Great Rat himself demands, is the destruction or sacrifice of items of power in the patron's name. So I got thinking about that. I think maybe that's why I'm in prison. I snuck in somewhere I really wasn't supposed to be to attempt to destroy something I really wasn't supposed to destroy.
Oh, I like that. I like the idea of you taking some religious artifact and nuking it. Yeeting it
probably-
into the ground.
Yeah, I probably had picked it up, let out a victory screech, only for the guards to turn around and realize I was there.
Nice. And
I have an idea there.
Yeah, me too.
cool.
Well, so I noticed that one of my bonds is that I brought Blank back from Death's Door. I'm wondering,
Okay, yeah,
what
tell
if
us
the
about
guards
that.
What if the guards succeeded? They didn't just come in and attempt to kill you. They succeeded. But that was the graveyard where I was busy experimenting at the time.
That puts the assumption up, at the very least, that they would take the time and consideration, throw the rat man into an actual graveyard instead of a ditch. But I like the idea
Oh,
nonetheless.
no. The point is, you were stealing from a church.
Ah, good idea. Yeah.
The church where I happened to be experimenting at the time.
Oh, there we
You
go.
died, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, there's a body I can use, right off.
I
So-
died or nearly died or something. Of
You
that
nearly died, and I basically brought you back from death's door.
So you nearly died. He brought you back from death's door, and then you were captured as an accomplice to the necromancer.
sort. I love it. I love it.
So,
I
Maud,
love it.
you've started with the bonds. Add your first bond. Fill in the name. And let me kind of describe bonds here in a little bit. For the people who are familiar with Burning Wheels, bonds are beliefs in all practical purpose. They are a statement about another person, something you think about them, and generally a course of action, something you're gonna do about believing that, right? In this case, like maybe Ugg, son of Zug, is indebted to, or Iktik, Ikit is indebted to Ugg, son of Zug, for saving him. And wants to express his gratitude. Like, that could be a way to resolve the bond. And that is your goal. You want to resolve the bond to get rewards.
So, I would say I'm currently on with the first bond, which is to help one of my ancestors be at peace, namely Zug, by achieving the balance that I'm aiming to achieve.
Right.
This is my
So
overarching character thing.
I would say that that is probably not a good bond from the get-go. With bonds, you want to write something that you can do. Something that's kind of immediately achievable, right? Like,
Okay.
I think this about that person, and it always has to be another character.
Okay.
And then
Another
go...
player character, you mean?
Not necessarily another player character, but
Oh, okay.
typically a player character. Yeah. More. Okay, Red Eye. I think it's almost always going to be a player character, unless you have a really good reason not to. But yeah. So let's just stick to that. Player characters only.
Yeah, for the beginning here, though, I like the fulfill the wish of Zug.
Yeah, that is definitely like a driving
That's
motivation.
Well,
Absolutely.
that might be something for later down the road too, when he actually gets to a pinnacle of perhaps being able to achieve it. That really rears his head then.
Yeah.
Well, it could also be a bunch of smaller ones. Like maybe he constantly revisits him and gives them small bonds.
Yeah.
Regular.
Perhaps. But for session 1, we'll stick to the bonds that the classes suggest, and we'll fill those in with the names of other characters.
Well, in that
player
case,
characters.
because I don't think that I can do the ancestors of an inanimate object. It has to be, and I don't know how this is going to manifest itself. I like trying out, but I think it has to be for some reason that I don't yet understand. Silver's ancestors.
You helped one of Silver's ancestors be at peace.
I don't know
Okay.
how I've done that, but we'll find that out. I guess.
And what is something that you're gonna do because of that, to complete the bond, here? If you don't have anything immediate in
So-
mind, that's fair.
I don't have anything immediate in mind, but what further down the line is that maybe I end up resurrecting one of Silver's ancestors, and he gets to have a conversation with him, something she didn't get the opportunity to do in life.
Oh, yeah, that might be a way to resolve the bond. Okay. So yeah, write down the bond. I helped one of Silver's ancestors be at peace.
Where do they go?
At the right
Notes.
side.
On the right side of the main page, there's a bond.
Got it. Yep. Right.
Awesome.
Ugg, I have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you bring Ikit back from Death's Door?
Well, now see.
Was it by magic?
It was by magic, but it was
Perfect.
also accidental.
I see it.
Because Ikit was scarred by a spell. I will help them overcome the wounds left behind.
Perfect. That's a good bond.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, let's jump to Ikit. You have a whole bunch of bonds, and we'll fill out like
one left.
at least.
one left.
Yeah, we'll do one per other character per player, I think, or until
Yes.
we run out, pretty much. So we
But
get
my
like a
last-
whole
my last one
web.
is-
So we should have 3 bonds, one for each other player character by the end of this then.
Yes.
That's is the optimal, or like
That's the optimal.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good to
So,
me.
so someone name the next Bond.
No, that works. That works actually. Yeah.
You should have enough.
So, for my first Bond, then, I think as soon as he was, semi-resurrected, no Princess Bride style, his first reaction, of course, was, "I'm alive! Yay!" And his second reaction was, that guy revived me. He might be something that the Great Rat is interested in. So my first Bond is going to be Ugg, son of Zug, would make an excellent servant for my master.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to convert
So-
him.
So Ugg, have you heard of the Church of the Great Rat?
I have not heard about the Church of the Great Rat.
Please tell me about it.
Please
We
tell
will
me
get
about the
there.
Church of the Great Rat.
We
Do
will
they
get
have
there.
graveyards?
Oh boy, rat-full graveyards.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, no, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
add his name to the entry. Silver.
I stole something from Ikit Ikit.
Nice.
So I think it's actually like a really great trick she pulled, because he went to the church to destroy this artifact. But I'm thinking maybe he let out that scream before he actually did it, and then when the guards started to deal with him, she stole the thing he was there to destroy.
Oh.
Because it was a hero elf artifact. So she wants to teach him the terrible price of its possession.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting.
I love
I am
it.
digging this.
This works. This works.
Okay. Okay. Then I think everyone has won. Let's do another round.
Start at the
Silva,
top.
Silva, I have a question for you. What do you think of magic?
If it stirs the pot, it's great. I mean, healing and stuff is kind of boring. Like, why would you want to heal people with it?
I forgot you were an evil elf. It's true.
Just an
I mean,
elf, not a drow.
If it stirs up, a riot, or breaks up a marriage or something, that's all fun. That sounds great. Healing diseases and creating better modes of transportation, like gross. Jeez, why would you do that for productive things?
Yeah, okay, you're totally not aware of the power that lies within within magic. I will show you.
There we go. You will be educated by a living piece of armor. Awesome. I love chat right now, but okay. Next one.
So I am going to what I'm going to do is Balthazar's beliefs about the afterlife are wrong. I shall show him the truth.
Nice. You're gonna
Yeah,
educate the armor about the afterlife.
So basically,
What thing?
the attitude that I would go with is this: is that Balthazar thinks himself slightly superior because he is ageless. I am going to demonstrate that actually we are ageless. We just transition between realms, and I can transition people back again.
Ooh. And you armor, once you're destroyed, you're done with. Look at that. That's a strong... Yeah, that's awesome. Next. Ikit.
Yeah, no, let's go. The bonds. Do I have to pick the bonds that are specifically written out on my character sheet? Or I
You
invent one
can
myself?
write new ones if we think they're
Okay.
awesome. Yeah.
It may be hard.
It might be
Maybe a bit
difficult, but
Yeah.
It
let's
might be a
see.
bit difficult, yeah, so I'll give that one some thought for the next round, but for the time being, I will go with I know what Silver truly desires.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
You
sure.
know what Silver? Yeah, you can use the arrow on the right to expand them and like write descriptions. It's pretty neat. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
You
That'd
know what
be handy.
Silver truly desires, which is which is apparently to educate you. But maybe not. And I guess
Maybe
we
not.
ask.
Some-
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe there's something else.
Oh, I have
yeah.
an idea what it would be.
Silver,
But
what
it's
is your
gonna be a
second
big one.
bond?
I don't know how to do that one.
Oh,
Phone.
What's bound to happen?
I have Balthazar has my back when things go wrong.
Oh,
I
do
think-
I?
Nice.
I think she has such a fascination with you that there's like potentially a friendly bond there that you're like, hey, this person like almost worships me in this weird kind of stupid like a
Well,
child
that-
worships the dog of the house or something.
Yeah,
you
well,
know what I mean?
that's what I was saying earlier. It's like this whole he's like pets. We are his cats. We are his dogs, and you know, you take them to the vets and you look after them. You don't want to see any harm come to them in any way, shape, or form because they're yours.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you think that? Cool. Cool.
Okay, take care of the puppy, the thief. Gotcha.
Yeah. Last round of beliefs. Bonds.
Well, I already said that mine's going to be. I helped one of Silver's to be at peace. So at some point, I think we will end up stumbling on one of Silver's dead ancestors, and I will grant him the opportunity to have a conversation that he wanted to have in life and couldn't. Maybe it was an ex-partner in crime or something like that he regrets
Nice.
going a little bit wonky.
Nice.
Some kind of caper went badly,
Nice.
and he regrets it. Maybe I'm spitballing. I don't know. We'll that will come to us as the RP goes. I feel.
Cool.
Yeah, you're spitballing
It's-
because Og, son of Zerg, behaves like a savage. I will teach them good manners.
I thought these were beliefs and not facts.
It's easy when beliefs are fact.
Perfect. No, I love it. Ikit, I believe, is still gone. Silver.
I didn't actually get the details of this one, but Ugg knows something knows incriminating details about me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You've let something slip that they shouldn't know.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like, ugh, think about it. What do you know?
Probably because that ancestor fucking told you. That's probably what it was.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. They needed to get something off their chest about you, and now I know stuff about you. Maybe I don't even know that it's about you, but I know that it's about Silver Knight's Whisper, if that makes sense.
True. Yeah.
I suspect that as a result of my obsession with communicating with the dead and trying to resurrect them and all that kind of jazz, that I've had a lot of conversations about people who I don't know. I have a lot of secrets, if that makes sense. I might not know who them secrets are about, but the dead talk.
Yeah, they're a chatty bunch sometimes. Jesus.
Nice. Nice. I like it. Let's see. Is Marco back?
oh yeah, no, I'm back. I've been
Ikit,
back.
okay. Last believe. Bond. Yeah. What is your last bond? Who haven't you have one with?
I don't have
Me.
one.
Us-
Yes, with the living statue, and I'm thinking.
If
I can-
anyone can
I'm-
save my soul.
No. I think I got another one here. I can trust Balthazar, the animated armor, to back me no matter what.
Oh, more puppy times.
More trust times, more
puppy-
puppy times.
more puppy times, I like
Everyone
it.
thinks you're their savior. It's great.
Think about it. We both have like this chaotic nature and whatnot. I feel there's a kinship here that extends beyond puppy times. I think.
I mean, you think that. I don't think Balthazar thinks that, but I think you think that.
I don't think Balthazar has, what we would commonly associate with the word thoughts.
I have bonds that very much sound like I care about my puppies.
Yeah, you
Yes.
do. Funnily enough, you do.
Yes, you care about your puppies. They are your puppies.
Yes.
Ikit was hurt. I need to take him to the vet. Silva needs to do some potty training.
Oh no.
We could
See, I just have this mental image at some point of Ikit or Silver being dead, and then you bringing the corpse to me, going heal.
Fix. Yeah.
Balthazar want Ugg to heal.
Okay, so with everyone having 3 bonds about 3 other characters, we are done with character creation. We've done all the steps that the book says we should do. Which means that we still have time to jump into a session and actually play some of this goddamn game. Isn't that great? But
Yeah.
I would propose we take a short break before that.
Sounds
Make sure we're all fresh.
Absolutely.
And then we
yes.
jump right in and figure out what this misfit crew of people is going to do. You can't tell me it's not misfit.
Oh no, we
It's
100%
not
misfit.
misfit. It's not misfits.
I'm just taking care of my puppies.
He's just taking care of his puppies. I'm just trying to do what's right, and people have had unfortunate circumstance, and for some reason I really don't understand. The net result is that we're all locked up. I don't see what any of us were doing wrong.
Awesome. So as you can
We are
hear,
not misfit.
everyone
We
is in
are-
harmony. They're all perfectly together. It's going to be a great time. We shall be back in a handful of minutes. Hang on.
We are misunderstood. That's what we are, misunderstood. I want to make a tea.
Cool.
How long should we take the break for?
Yeah, are we no longer live? Nope. It sounds like the boss man has already vacated. I'm guessing it should be like a 5 to 10 minute break. So hold on.
Probably. Yeah. Apparently 5. Yeah, I just looked at the stream.
Yeah, I see it now too.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Right. So, before we get back to start, is there anything is there anything we need to go over real fast or offline or?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you mean?
I'm not really sure what I mean. Like maybe any stream details you need us to take more into consideration. Any game detail we might have overlooked there. Something just to keep in mind to make sure that we keep this as entertaining as possible for your audience.
I'm not the real, but
Oh shit! Shit! Okay, my bad.
I do have one question when when everyone gets back actually about these things, which is, whereas we organised the start time, I don't think we actually said how long we're budgeting for each of these sessions, whether it's going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours, 20, or anything like that.
Well, I assume 4 hours by default, to be perfectly honest.
Yes.
No, that's fine. I have until 10 o'clock my time, but obviously in order for me to budget my time correctly, it would be nice to know what the intended. I'm fine with whatever it is. I am free all Saturday, but it would be nice to know this is what I'm doing from 4 to 8, so that I can go, I've got 2 hours after this to do XYZ.
Hey, I'm back. Yeah, so to clarify this, I think the idea was for 4-hour time slots.
Right.
With the ideal scenario being we run under like we did with Blades in the past.
Yes, so we should budget, at least for me, from... We've been going for an hour and a half so far, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so budget for my time 4 till 8. Yeah,
Okay.
No, that works. That's cool. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. I mean, sometimes it'll run over, but it's other people asking when I'm free to do quote-unquote things. It would be nice to give them times and estimations and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, perfectly fair. Cool. I've just realized that jogging up and down the stairs to take a toilet break is not a good idea, and I should have taken a toilet in the cellar. So now I'm out of breath. Awesome. Aside from that, are we all present?
Yeah.
Mentally,
I am here.
Physically.
Well, that's a very
Ivor
good
is fine.
distinction.
Okay, I am here physically.
Cool.
I'm here mentally, but I'm not physically in the room, luckily.
I'm here in spirit, so we have the entire triumvirate.
Yes, that's right. We have one person, and Zal here.
I'm holding my presence in contempt.
Okay, that works. And Zal is
Here, sort of,
Huh?
kind of.
kind of right. So between all of us, we have one functioning human being. Excellent.
Yes.
And chat accompanies us metaphysically.
Metaphysically. That's good to know.
Between all of us, we almost have a singular functioning human.
So
Yeah.
who's gonna do Texas?
Oh boy.
This is gonna be a wild ride.
So wild. Let's get into it. I have not-
Actually, just one more question before we get into it.
Yes, please.
How many weeks are we expecting to do this for? Do we simply not have an end point? Are we planning on doing it for 8 weeks? This is a season. What is the plan, or isn't there a plan? Which is also fine.
I don't know.
Okay.
No plan, it is a good plan. Chaos, chaos.
Excellent. No plan is a plan. Off we go.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll get season finales as we did with the previous show that we had, and we'll just call seasons in quotation marks there.
Okay.
Dungeon World lends itself to have season arcs, quote unquote, but
Yeah.
they evolve naturally and not really forced.
No, that's fine. I was just running through any kind of planned point, basically. So no, that's absolutely fine.
We'll just keep playing until we hate each other.
So half an hour.
Yeah, so about that.
I mean, I was never fond of Juriel, so you know.
Oof. Until we can no longer tolerate each other. There we go.
I don't know, my tolerance for Zal is running pretty thin.
Why
So
am
let's-
I still here then?
So let's get into it.
Okay.
And begin the play. As you take a deep breath of cool air, as you stumble into the cave moments before the sandstorm hits you. Until recently, you all were members of a desert caravan, prisoners, slated for execution. Caravan was not just made of guards, it was transporting spices, exotic goods, and you, all destined to the neighboring Sultanate, small town in the desert wastes. However, things went bad. Something attacked the caravan. You were separated from the rest in the confusion. As it turns out, you also summoned an arcane armor during the confusion, which we perhaps will have some flashbacks about, figuring out how that came to be and why it is with you. Thankfully, though, the four of you have managed to gather here in this cavern, or cave, shielding you from the desert sands, and ignoring your disparate backgrounds, you found shelter here. Natural cave seems to lead further into the rock, and there's little else to do but explore until the storm subsides. Something that may take hours or days. So, yeah, that's the situation. You've all kind of, found shelter in a small crevice. There's a sandstorm raging outside, and none of you are equipped to really overcome it. But there's a tunnel leading deeper into the mountain. So, what is everyone doing, right? Like, I think I'd like to have that establishing shot of the TV series, right? Where we get the pan across, like, the room, if in effect, and, like, having just, like, escaped whatever trouble befell the caravan, and then a sandstorm, like, what does everyone look like? Are you, like, shaken up? Are you, calming down from the adrenaline rush? Or what do we see?
Ikin is probably shaken, disturbed a little bit, like trying to unclump his hair from like all the sand that's blown into it.
Nice. Just
That's-
shaking it out. Nice.
Yeah, trying to shake it out, trying to claw it out, whatever he can use, while also like sniffing around the cavern, trying to determine exactly what might be around. Because I don't know, does any of us have a torch?
Oh, that's a good question. Do any of you have light sources?
Maybe?
No.
I have an adventuring
Probably
gear.
not.
Oh, you have adventuring
Has
gear.
adventuring gear. Maybe someone has adventuring gear, yes.
Actually,
There you go.
no,
Adventure.
I have dungeon rations. Oh, I have candles. I have candles.
There we go.
Because I took candles instead of bandages.
Smart.
No, not smart. But I did it, so you know.
No, I like it. So we're like starting to see all the characters as you are lighting the candles, and perhaps that's a good chance. Like, who do we see lighting the candles? What candle?
Well, I think I'm going to be lighting the candle because it's my candle. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm probably the first one you see. Although, given the pictures of the armor, I kind of get the impression that the armor probably, as in Balthazar, if you look at his picture, he probably just lets off a low-level glow.
It's enough to see him, I think. Yeah, definitely.
No. I don't actually think you see him so much as you see the glowy bits.
So yeah, you
and they
have to kind
kind
of.
of-
He's
those
like
situations
glow in the
where-
dark rocks. Nice.
Yeah,
like,
you
it's more
see
like a
the
black
glowy
light
bits.
than a normal light.
Yeah.
Still works.
Yeah, it's there. You can make it. There is definitely something there that you can make out, but it's in this environment very
Mm.
weird. But the candle means that it draws your eye to it.
Cool.
Just to clarify some rules.
Yes.
Adventuring gear is the way to go to use in this case. Like you use up one of the uses of the adventuring gear to get a pack of like 5 or so torches. Basically, enough torches to get us to a point where it's significant for the story.
Yeah. So I think there's a thief might have adventuring gear, maybe the warlock, but I think like generally we ended up all playing custom classes, so it might be a little bit sparser than usual. But yeah, Rank makes a really good point. Adventuring gear is a collection of useful mundane items. Basically whatever you think an adventurer would bring with them. And it has a number of uses, and basically it's your magic bag that you just pull things out until it's empty. Similar to how in Blades we don't mark things until we use them.
That
We don't mark
also-
adventuring gear until we use it.
That also sounds like my ex.
Good to know. Yeah, you did. So chat asks, you were prisoners. How do you have all your stuff? And there was definitely a time during the catastrophe where you managed to summon an arcane suit of armor, animated, and gather your shit. Somehow you managed to do that, and we can have flashbacks back to that when you're like explaining how you have an item.
I actually prefer personally to not have flashbacks to it, and just to kind of leave. Whenever anyone asks, we kind of like just. I'm very much thinking how if you've seen How I Met Your Mother, how Barney Stinson fobs off his job. Very much, it's a case of how did you escape? Oh, we just did. How come you have your stuff? Well, it would be silly if we didn't. You know, very very much that kind of or the Thumb Wars scene, if you've ever seen it, where you have the thumb of Princess Leia just wanders onto the Millennium Falcon and just quotes the words, "I escaped somehow."
Right,
very
and
much like
then we
this
got an
idea
entire
that
fucking
it
movie,
happened.
didn't we?
Yeah, I very much like the idea that it happened off screen over there, and none of us really want to discuss it.
Nice.
Not until we do the prequel game.
Not until we do the prequel game. Yeah.
Prequel game confirmed. You've heard it here.
Yep, prequel game, which will, of course, despite only covering one event, be at least 3 seasons long.
Yeah, we have to really delve into the. We'll have flashbacks during the prequel game flashback.
Yes.
Okay, fun. So the necromancer gets illuminated. What do we see?
We see Ikit looking directly into the necromancer's face.
Ooh.
Hello, little one.
Man thing bring candle. Smart. Ikit, stay by you. Yes.
Yes, these are not the intended use of the candles, but it seems that I'm the only one with candles. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
like a good question. Are they like necromancer candles? Are they like special?
Yes, they are. They are candles for
Necromancy.
yes. They're candles and incense for apparently getting +1 forward. No one has explained what forward is to me, but that's what they're there for.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when the game says +1 forward or +1 ongoing, it means you get +1 to whatever thing it says the next time you use it.
Okay.
Forward means the next roll only, and ongoing means while the condition of ongoing is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool,
So
cool.
it's, yeah.
So yeah, that's they are to improve my soul.
Yeah.
They are there for.
But right now you're using them to look to be able to see,
Yes.
which is good.
And just
Yeah.
to be perfectly fine, Balthazar said this. Those are candles for necromancy. Like Balthazar, not Red Eye, said that.
Ah. So the armor is educating you all.
Right. Useful. Yeah, but these are candles for necromancy. Absolutely.
Prequel game will have terrible acting, horrible de-aging CGI, and Jar Jar Binks. Marco's gonna play Jar Jar Binks.
I'm just imagining that the horrible de-aging CGI is basically just me with lipstick.
I don't know why you would wear lipstick, but yes.
Hence horrible de-aging CGI.
Okay, Silver, what have you been up to? You know.
She's at near the entrance of the cave, kind of still watching the sandstorm blow by. Because it's probably one of those moments where she's just like coming off that adrenaline rush, which she enjoys, and then like maybe part of the caravan blows by in the sandstorm.
Oh yeah, like
and her eyes light up, and she's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, like a tent plane rushes by and like smashes against a cliff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, she like cherishes in the big impact and everything scattering and then getting equally picked up and blown away by the sandstorm. You know, just has that kind of like mistful look in her eye kind of thing, and then like looks over and sees the glowing armor, and she's like, it glows too, and like runs up and like smacks the armor. How do you do that? That's amazing.
The armor itself basically floats with the smacking, like there is no resistance. And when you move your hand backwards, the armor piece slowly floats backwards.
Nice.
That's cool. That is cool. Where do we get more of you?
I exist. How do you exist? I do it the same way.
Oh, so that you mean when you get like a mommy armor and a daddy armor that really love each other? Is that it? Is that how you're made?
Put in simple terms, yes.
Which raises questions.
armor.
Are you a mummy arm?
So before these questions get too intimate, and we have to start roleplay after dark. I think like, you know, your eyes have kind of accustomed to the dim light of the torch and the armor, and you spot a staircase, like in the very far end, leading down.
Is there any like torches at the side of this, or you know, like what would be torches if they were lit?
Yeah, I think there's like a holder for a torch, but no torch.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I have two concerns. One is that we don't really want to back out there. However, with that being said, did anybody see what happened to the guards?
Did anybody see what happened to the guards?
Yes.
Guards causing storm, not kept safe by cage like we.
So does that mean, just to confirm, that they're dead?
Well, one of
Maybe
them might
yes.
be, as she like holds the dagger with like blood drying on it behind her back. A little.
Ooh! Can I have some of that?
This is my dagger. Mine.
I don't want the dagger. I want the blood off the dagger.
Oh. What, you gonna make me a Bloody Mary?
I've never tried making a cocktail. We can do that.
He needs the blood for magic, Silver. It's a magic thing.
No, you need magic
You wouldn't
for magic.
understand. Sorry.
No, you need magic for magic. You don't need blood for magic.
I mean, blood
Sometimes-
helps.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ook.
Fine. You better give it back in good condition. I only have one of those.
Oh no, I'll take like a file pocket because I probably
Yeah.
have one. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
and
You can make up like small
yeah,
things
yeah.
and just say you have those.
Just put some in this vial. That's absolutely no. I don't want your dagger. You need the dagger. but it seems to me like you could provide a regular supply of resources with that dagger. Far better than I could.
See, I supply resources. Like, looks at the armor, kind of like with her tongue out.
So yes, I shall drip some of the blood off the dagger into a vial, which I shall then put the stopper in and put it in my pocket and hand the dagger back.
That corpses are resources as well.
They are, which is why what I was mainly concerned. Where did people see where the guards ended up?
Within the storm.
Yeah, from what you can tell, you're one of the few who got away. If anyone got away, I mean.
Oh, I'm
know.
fine with them being dead. What concerns me, no one knows exactly where they are dead.
They'd be out in the storm, and you can't go there. That much you know.
That is the problem. That is well. Staircase then.
Staircase.
I don't know. I've seen enough staircase movies to know where this is going.
You could just nod. Yes, downstairs. Safe in earth. Better than up in here. Storm will get in soon.
Nice. So I'm gonna take the liberty to say that the group proceeds down the stairs. As you're going down, you're taking in the surroundings as best as you can, and this is a fairly rough-hewn tunnel. It keeps leading down for like a minute, 2 minutes. It gets really tiring climbing stairs for that long. One of you notices, like maybe as they're taking a step, that occasionally there's like a coin-like thing that like climpers away further down. Like you don't have the mind to like pick it up, but like, yeah, it looks like there's just a trail of coins that someone sprayed down the staircase once upon a time that you're like kicking up.
I object.
Okay. Why do you object?
Well, you said I object because you said that none of us have the mind to pick one up. Well, fuck you. I'm picking one up.
Okay, so you're taking like point, rushing down after the coins as they're clippering down.
I want to put my foot on one of them, as you do to pound.
Nice. Yeah. So you do.
And then
cool.
Yeah, and then I want to pick one of these damn things up.
Yeah, you pick it up, and yeah, it's like a bronze coin. You don't recognize like what make it is, like what nation it would be from, or anything like that. But it's money.
I would like to take the coin out of his hand and think about real hard what's ancient civilization this coin could belong to, because I've been there.
You wanna spout some lore?
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
Fine,
Let's get to it.
But you just snatched a coin out of my fucking hand. What are you playing at?
So let's.
I don't mind you having the coin, but you could have asked.
So you look a little bit grumpy, I think, as our armor starts spouting some lore, which is one of the moves. When you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, roll plus int.
Okay, are there somewhere the base move?
Underneath the map.
No.
In the sheet. Let me see.
In the sheet.
Let's see. Balthasar.
Not defaulted, like.
Click the attribute. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So that was a test.
There we go. Now it does it.
Spout a lore.
None. Great. Great first roll.
Yeah. Wow. So you fail. Mark 1 experience. That's how it goes, right?
Woo. Yes.
So I think you give the coin a good deep look and like try to remember back to all the places you've been, the sights you've seen, and you don't recognize it. And you're definitely sure you don't recognize it because you've never seen it before.
Unknown make. Interesting.
Hold on here.
Yeah. And on that note, I should probably bring up how you actually gain experience in this game, so you guys know how to metagame shit and play correctly.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I remember that we start out with some kind of XP, but I'm not 100% sure on
see.
that.
I didn't see anything during the first session stuff, so I might not. I'll confirm that later if there is like a starting bonus, but I want to be able to tell you what you can do to earn experience during the game. And one of the big important things is failing. If you screw up a roll by rolling a 6 or less, you get experience. That much I know. I'm trying to find the index on in the physical book here. Here we go. Oh, it's not. Is it under advancement?
Oh, there seems to be lots of shit. I mean, I've got one here. When another player's character comes to you for advice and you tell them best, they get +1 forward when following your advice, and you mark experience if they do.
There are different.
That is on.
That sounds like a
Is it-
move. Yeah.
That's a wizard move.
Yeah.
That's a wizard move. Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't see it in the index here, which is annoying.
I'm pretty sure that it's in the end of session for the end of session move.
Oh,
and that
end of
it's,
session.
When
76. Yeah.
whenever you
Found it.
roll a 6 or less on a roll
Yeah.
with everything added.
Yeah, so it's 6 or less. When you complete a bond, resolve a bond, you gain XP. And then we can look at alignment. If you express your alignment, you gain XP. And then as a group, we can ask if we learned something new and important about the world, did we overcome a notable monster or enemy, and did we loot a memorable treasure. So it's fairly bladesy in that way. And we'll deal with most of this at the end of the session. But keep in mind, you want to play to your bonds, you want to play your alignment, and you want to just do awesome shit and go adventuring.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, the armor makes a big shout of like, let me tell you something about this coin, and then doesn't.
Big oof.
Yeah, a big oof.
So, I'll be having that back then, and I shall proceed to snatch the coin off Balthazar in the same manner that he snatched the coin off me and stick it in my pocket. Stupid armor.
Nice.
And carry on down the stairs.
You do that. So you reach the bottom of the staircase, and the light of your candle illuminates the room, and you see a sight like none of you have seen before. The room opens up into like a large cavern, like tens of meters deep and wide, and there's just mountains of coins, like Smog's lair level of coins everywhere. Bronze, silver, copper, platinum. There's swords in between the various pieces, ancient paintings and statuettes, carpets and lanterns and things like that. You fit it big. What do you do? What's your reaction?
You know
It
what?
just scurries immediately into the pile to start having a look around.
Swims around in it.
Question:
Scrooge
How
McDuck.
easy was the entrance to this cave to quote unquote find?
It was pretty shielded, right? Like it had to be away from the winds of the storm. Like it took you a few moments to like find it and look for a safe place.
Okay.
It's not just at the side of the road where anyone who could see it. While I'm leafing through the book, looking for a page that I remember seeing.
No wonder I've never seen such coins. at such a remote place for ages times.
Yeah, yeah. What you can tell is that this is ancient. But
Is
besides
there
from
any
that-
skeletons?
I think there is, right? It's that typical scene of like a throne half sunk into like a pile of coins, like toppled over a bit, and then sitting in it is like the skeleton of a person still wearing their armor with like a drinking cup in one hand and like an oil lamp in the other.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to go over to one of these, and I wish to perform last rites on one of the skeletons, and
Okay.
take a fetish from the body.
So tell me what that is and what that
What
looks
the
like.
fetish is? What the fetish is?
Well, all of
it'll
it.
be.
Yeah.
So I will be going over to the skeleton. I will be finding something on the corpse that I think is personal to them, or something that was close to them, or even just something ultimately that's distinctly close. Then, like an article of clothing that was like closest to the body.
Right. So maybe they're wearing like a thick ring made of brass.
Yes, yeah, just as so something like that. If it wasn't emotional, then at least physically close.
Yeah.
And then I will take that as a fetish off them while performing last rites, which will just be basically mumbling a whole bunch of stuff that I don't think anyone else in the group speaks Ogre, but if they do, they will understand it, and it is just like a prayer for safe passage both to and from the underworld.
Nice. Yeah. So what it says here, right, is when you perform last rites of a sentient humanoid and take a fetish from the body, roll plus int. And I think that this body still has their soul in it, so you can do that. Even though it is ancient, it never passed along.
I also can't spell sentient in the text.
That's fine. You rolled a 12? Really? That's really good.
That's a good attempt.
That's
5
really...
plus 5 plus 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I proceed to gain 1 soul.
Yeah, on a 10 plus,
how many
you gain 1
skeletons
soul.
are there?
Just the one.
Just the one. Cool. Yeah, because it seems that I need souls to do shit, so let's get souls.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for Silver and Balthasar. What have you been doing while these two have kind of wandered off into the treasure trove? Have you been like sitting back and?
Well, at first she's just in stunned awe at all this coin, and then you see the disappointment come across her face, like, oh, "This isn't going to be legal tender, is it?"
Nice.
Like,
Did you say that out loud?
Yes, they're muttering. So maybe it quietly says it, just kind of like that self. Yeah,
Is it loud enough that I can hear it?
sure.
Cool.
Unless you have hearing of an ogre. then
Gold
probably
melted into bars is legal tender just about anywhere, dude.
not. Yeah, you see her eyes light up again, like, wait, that's right. And then steps forward, probably takes like a handful of coins, look down a bit, like maybe like throws a couple, tries to do like the skipping thing like you do with a rock on water, and tries to do that
Cool.
with coin on
Cool.
other piles of coin.
So
And then eventually, oh sorry.
no, that's awesome. So you indulge in that. Now, Balthasar, I would like to inform you about a looming threat. But I'd like you to walk for it because you're the protector of the group, right?
Oh, am I?
Oh, am I?
I don't care, to be honest.
You don't care? Okay.
You don't
I-
care about protecting your puppies?
No. If I may, I want to do something specific.
Okay.
But you can warn me about the threat either way, because I want the thing I wanted to do. I wanted to attune to magic and check about the oil lamp. The stone is holding.
Please do that.
Yes. Okay. I attune to magic.
When you tune to your senses to magic, roll plus whiz. You rolled a 10. Cool.
Roll +3.
Hold +3. While you concentrate, you can spend your hold. So yeah, like you tell me what happens. What does this do?
I'm focusing and I'm concentrating and I'm focusing first of all on the oil lamp, and I want to know how magical is that oil lamp.
Very magical.
Great, that's everything I need to know. Do I drop the hold? Yes, I drop the hold. I don't want to concentrate. What are other sources of magic within the room?
The coins, the treasures,
How
everything
magical-
inside this room. Mildly.
Mildly, okay.
Mildly.
Okay, that's the freehold. Okay, gotcha.
It's freehold. You also, as you're gazing across the room, taking in some things, you notice that 3 of the statues have moved places and have distinctly positioned themselves behind the other 3 characters.
Great.
As they unfurl their wings, there's like a cracking of stone that you guys hear, and you whirl around, and these 3 statues have like unfurled their wings. The red rubies that are their eyes like light up, and you realize that they're going to attack you. What do you do? Don't yeah. Chat has a very good suggestion. Don't blink.
I'd like to. I'd like to dive into like cover if I can at first.
Okay.
Like take cover
Yeah.
behind like one of the piles of gold, or maybe another statue that's not moving in the gold.
So what I'm doing here, right, is I'm doing the kind of thing that I would do in Blades, which is, hey, here's some trouble, and they will be attacking you, and I'm asking, what do you do? So you're gonna have to tell me something that you do about being attacked to avoid being attacked.
Okay,
Maybe
so
retaliate.
yeah,
right?
I'm gonna like try and run and dodge away from it. That's what I'm going to do here. So that's a defy danger, correct?
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. You're defying danger by getting out of the way or acting fast to put yourself into a good position. Nice.
Yeah. So that would be a dex.
Yeah, roll plus dex.
Okay, so I just rolled dex here and
4. Oh.
You forgot your +1 from your race, if
Oh.
I recall correctly.
no, I don't think I get a +1 in that. Let me
Oh,
check.
he's doing. Let's
yeah,
see.
the
Rats.
rat
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
You get a
Oh,
+1
shoot,
forward
yeah,
to
hold
defy
on.
danger. Yeah. So it's a 5, but
Okay.
That's still not enough.
it's still not
Mark
enough.
XP.
Do mark XP.
Oh, hold on. I also, as a warlock, have. Oh, okay, never mind. My bad.
Okay, so Raggy, on a completely failed defy danger, I just pass the thread, right? Like it comes to be. There's
you
no.
make a hard move.
I make a hard move.
But on the other hand, there wasn't an option to react to a soft move. Technically, but we can. On the other hand, we could say that. Hey, there's a big fucking room with that's obviously dangerous, and no one made a move to check it. What's dangerous about it? But me. So that could be said as a no one reacted to the soft move, so follow through on your hard move.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
good to
okay,
me.
so I should have been a little bit more explicit about that, sorry, but yeah, so there was a looming threat, you guys didn't check for it, you're getting ambushed, Ikit failed avoiding being ambushed, and is now, like, in a dangerous position, pretty much. I imagine that, like, you notice it too late, right? You've been rifling through the coins, like which overshadowed the sound, and Gargoyle like grabs you from behind with one like a free clawed hand. The rest of you now definitely notice what's up and are faced with another one each. What do you do?
So, what if I'm understanding this correctly? Because while I was performing Last Rite,
Yes.
the Balthazar came over and inspected the lantern, and all this has happened in that time frame. This means that I believe I am right next to Balthazar.
I don't need to move to attune to magic, but I'm probably near you.
Yeah. No. This is the point, which is Balthazar is a large armor, and I am not. And therefore, what I shall proceed to do is reposition myself so that there is now enemy, large Balthazar, me.
Cool. So something I'd like to point out is here the basic move list underneath the map on the left. These are things anyone can do pretty much at any time. There's hack and slash, which is attacking an enemy in melee. There's volley, shooting an enemy at range. There's defending, which is protecting someone or something or location. And Defy Danger, which is a kind of catch-all for, well, it's none of those three. It's gotta be this one. So go wild on how you want to deal this. Like, you all have enough experience, like, being in the world and, you know, dealing with the occasional supernatural thing that you know that these are out for your blood.
Yes, but what I'm... See, there's a part of me that is technically trying to metagame by coming up with...
I'm rolling defend right now. What with your action? I'm rolling defend. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so my action is making you roll defend.
Yes.
You're basically describing his setup for that. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. Go for it then.
Yeah. Awesome. 7. Hold one. Okay. So terminology on the hold stuff is always is something that I'm not quite familiar with yet.
Forward, the next roll only, ongoing, while condition, hold, while condition, and amount spent, hold 4 things.
I mean, just walk me through what happens.
Okay. Hold is
okay. It's gain 1 use, like gain a charge to use on one of these things.
Yes.
While you do the thing. Like,
okay.
Ongoing is +1 to dice roll while condition is true, and hold is gain 1 use of action while condition is true.
Okay, so then defend has 4 things. Which of the 4 things do you do? Is then the question, right?
Yeah, when the thing happens.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so what was going to happen, right, is that similar to Ikit, the Gargoyle was gonna grab him, so you will, like, interpose yourself, and it like, starts to tangle with you, trying to, like, get a hold of you and, like, drag you off somewhere. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Cool. Silver.
So yeah, they're about to attack. She spins around and just holds up her hands with one of them still with her dagger, and just like, okay, you can have it. I don't really want the coins after all. Jeez, I just got here and my almost, fuck it. And then I think
Stab it.
Yeah, stab it. Why not? Hack and slash.
Yeah, I want to do something else. But we have time. Okay, we'll do hack and slash.
No, you don't hack and slash. That's never a thing we do. What do you do? What do
Yeah.
we see you do?
What do you do to trigger it?
She. How far away were they? They were right behind.
It's
her?
like right behind you, in like arm's reach. It got real close.
How tall is it?
Chad has a really good idea.
Chad
Chad
likes
likes-
to. Chad likes to roll to create an avalanche of coins on the gargoyles.
Yes, that is hack and slash. That is an hack and slash.
That is pretty sweet. Is Chad a character now? Chad plays the Wald. The Waldo.
So
Oh,
tall.
God.
How big are these things?
Human. You know. They're like abstract depictions of people. Yeah.
All right. So I think how does she style this?
Yeah, like
Probably runs up on a smaller part of a pile of coins to get like momentum going, and like jumps up, and then with the dagger still that she's been using so far, slashes at one of their eyes, the ruby eyes.
nice. Yeah, you're attacking an enemy in melee. Roll plus strength. STR. Just click the strength button.
I gotta figure out how to do the dex. All right.
Yeah. 8. Let's see. I need to zoom in, like get over there.
On a 7 to 9, you deal your damage to the enemy, and the enemy makes attack against
Okay,
you.
so you're exchanging blows, right? Like I think what we see, right, is your dagger like pries out the gem that serves as its eye, and then it gets to like punch your side as it like tries to swipe you away. So all classes have a damage die associated with them, which you write as D and then the size of the die in that slot, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a drop down. Great. So to deal damage, I think you can just click on damage. Go for it.
Also, weapons have ranges.
Yeah. So
It's a bit weird, but it's like fictional setup, and this was very much given right now.
this is close with the dagger, which I believe is a close thing. Cool.
Yes.
You roll what is your damage die?
Because
D8.
it's a thief. That's
Thieves get
absolutely normal.
D8. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Nice. So I think actually, like what we see then is because gargoyles don't have that much life, is that you're actually like your dagger like sinks into that seam between the like jewel and the eye socket and actually like smashes right through the like ancient and porous stone, and you cleave the head like right in half. Rag, would he still face retaliation if he kills the gargoyle?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Okay, so yeah, it gets out that last swipe, like throws you against the wall, and deals its damage, which is D6. 4.
Alright.
There you go. Take a scratch, because I think you have plenty of HP. Yeah. Nice. So, and you see as the gargoyle shatters, like the pile of gold that you were rifling through, like vanishes. It's just gone. Anyways, that's a thing. Ikit. The gargoyle has you by the throat, lifting you up slowly, and is readying one of its claw to extinguish your life. What do you do?
This is a very good question. I think I am going to attempt to defend. I'm going to try and
No,
whip
no, no,
my
no, no.
tail. Oh, sorry.
We don't say the name of the move. You say
Like
what
what?
you do.
I was sorry. I was just getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. So I'm going to defend by whipping my tail around to like smack his hand just the right way to send his claw into the arm that's holding me up. You know, kind of smash it and kind of loosen his grip on me.
Nice. Yeah. That's pretty good. Roll plus con.
Okay.
I think
Right.
that's not a defend. I think that's a defy
Uh,
danger.
Oh, you
Ooh.
did find it.
But I don't
Ooh.
know with what.
That's a good point.
I'm reading
could
defend
be.
because it says redirect an attack from the thing you defend to. Oh,
Yeah.
I misread.
No.
Okay.
So defend is like the protect action in Blades.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
So
So-
this would be like through quick thinking then.
Yeah,
Oh.
that
That's
sounds
a
quick
good
thinking.
one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Cool.
So
Defy
I'm gonna
da-
roll
yeah.
my so I'm gonna roll into then and
Plus
see how
end.
this goes.
See it happen.
And I get a +1 to defy danger here as well.
I'm not sure. You tell
He's
us.
Yeah, you tell us. I think
Have I taken damage? Because then Fool's Luck kicks into effect here.
you have not taken damage.
Okay, then yeah, I don't think I get a plus anything then.
But you are using your small stature or Reggie nature because
Yeah, you're using your tail, man. Get that
Okay.
+1. So it's an 8, which means on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Ooh. Let's see. So, one of my options here. Because I was threatening you with the damage, right? So I could say that, but that seems a bit, lame. Just saying.
you
I don't know.
you were not.
A grazing blow makes some kind of sense here. I think I don't knock it out of the way quite fast enough, and I still get like a smack
Yeah.
to the snout or something.
I don't think you were threatening him with damage. You were threatening him with an insta gip.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. to be honest.
Okay, how about a hard bargain? You lose your tail as it rips it right out of you, but you get free.
Shit.
Oh
god, that's so good.
I love it. Yeah, I can't say no to that because it's too good, but at the same time, my tail, no.
Oh boy,
I'll take it.
it'll grow back.
Will it?
I don't know.
I don't know, does it?
We'll find out.
Play to find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean that's not a worse outcome, but that's okay if you
not-
just to take
yeah.
that.
It's worse than me. It's not a worse outcome. You're not the one who just lost your tail.
Okay. So you have lost your tail, but you are free of the gargoyle's grip.
Yes, and immediately after like screeching my lungs out for a second there in absolute pain, I am going to attempt to summon my minion.
Ooh.
Are
What do
in
you
the
do?
position Are you
Yeah.
in the position to do so? Like you say, you are very much in pain right now. Can you summon
That's a good
your
point.
while you're in pain?
That's a good point. I'll have to like scurry away real fast first.
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. I mean, you have that moment, right? You've bought yourself the breathing room. At a high cost.
Just to explicitly say what I'm getting at.
Yeah, please do.
Summoning your minion while you are in pain sounds to me like a defy danger through mental fortitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay.
It's gonna take some time
oh,
for me to like get used to this, but like, yeah, you're suffering from this. You have to go get through that before you can do what you actually want to do.
Yeah, so
that's a really good
mental
point.
Fortitude, that is another. That's a wisdom check. I'm 100% down for that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
and I also now I get the +1 for to defy danger because I took damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay, I am figuring this out. It's only a gushing flesh wound. Thank
It's
you,
only,
Jack.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, wisdom. Here we go.
Holy shit. 8. Oh no.
+1.
It's a 9. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
9.
change.
You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. In general, offer your worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
I'll just start on my backup character then.
May I suggest something?
Go for it. Yeah.
Suggest it.
You summon your minion, but you're in a fight with the gargoyle, or you don't summon your minion and get back into safety because you notice that you're too much in pain right now.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I like the. I like the don't summon minion but get back into safety. I'm like trying to crawl away. I'm trying to fight the pain. I'm trying to do all these different things.
Nice. So you scurry back into like another pile, holding your stump closed so it doesn't bleed out.
Yeah, holding the stump with one hand, holding my tail with the other.
Nice.
I'm taking that with me. I'll find someone to reattach it.
The gargoyle lets out like a triumphant screech as it like holds up the tail and then throws it across the room. Balthazar, you are engaged in like a grapple with the other gargoyle. What do you do?
I headbutt it.
Yeah.
But it's not it's not an usual headbutt. It's like I concentrate to weave magic into my headbutt, and like into my headpiece of my armor, and like make it a real magic bonk.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Okay, so what
is
is
that
that?
a hack and slash, or is there a defining? I think it's a hack and slash.
I think that's a hack and slash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it. That's a 9. Or
Yes, that is. I don't have any bonuses.
it's a 9. So deal your damage.
Let's see if that works out correctly. Nope. It
Ooh,
does
no.
not. It's missing something. I have a
The
damage
D4. Yeah.
It didn't roll. I need to figure out when it does roll that.
It's equipped weapon that it takes 4.
And it's still missing. It's still missing another equipped weapon, which gives me another +1. So it's 5 total. I don't know why it's not taking that one. Oh, it's not equipped. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So what's your total now then?
My total is 5.
5.
Oh, I can just hit the thingy.
Oh, it's an easy way to do it. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't exactly know. My total first roll was 5. There we go.
Oh, the monsters are like categorized by the places you might encounter them in. That is great, but also really annoying. Where I'm leafing through the book. Sorry, I need to figure out. Gargoyles, I think, only have 3 health.
That sounds about right.
Gargoyles, 3 health, 2 armor. Yeah.
I kill it.
Yeah, you headbutt its head to pieces. Nice. As it like tightens its grip in its like death throes and like dents your armor in to deal its damage, which is a d6.
Yes.
3.
1 damage.
1 damage. You have armor. Nice. And again, as the head explodes into splinters in front of you, and like splatters Son of Zug with some of its debris, more of the gold piles like vanish into thin air, and yeah, it's quite disappointing. That leaves us with 1 gargoyle left in the room, which I think now like turns to like scan the floor, trying to track down where Ikit went, you know, trying to spot the splotches of blood. But you're well and safe, so the group here has a chance to act before anything can be done.
Down.
I can't believe I ripped your fucking tail off.
I'll find some. The necromancer will put it back on.
I will indeed. I've actually just been looking through my spell list. I mean, it won't be until we're like level 6, but I have the ability to fix this problem. It's fine.
There you go.
It's literally fine.
Just wait.
Well, not directly, but I think Joe. Say okay.
So, Son of Zug, do you want to do something in this scene? Or you're just standing back, letting the armored fight in your stead?
I mean, the armor's basically killed the thing in front of.
Yeah, it has completely demolished it. But there's 1 left in the room, like across the room.
I mean, can I get to it and touch it? Is it? I don't know.
Or what do you do to get to it and touch it?
How far away is it from me? Let's start there.
Not that far. Like what? Like my question to you is, what do you do to get to it and touch it? If that is what you're trying to do.
Well, this is what I'm trying to establish: is what
you can do it.
is it?
I'm allowing you to do it.
No, yeah. Well, that is fine, but I need to establish what exactly it is that I'm. Looking
Okay,
at.
you want to do something
Is it like
ridiculous.
No, I don't want to do
Okay.
anything ridiculous. That's entirely the point.
It's like
Is it
10
the same-
steps from you.
Right.
Okay.
10 steps. So basically, it's just a quick hop, skip, and a jump, and then
Yeah.
there we are, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in that case, I think we'll keep it nice and simple because I've watched the rest of my party just decimate them. I'm like, my initial fear has kind of elated, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't that bad. I can contribute, so I shall do a not a hop, skip, and a jump, a leisurely, think of it like power walking across the room, and then proceed to touch it with my what was it called? My vampiric touch.
Nice. So you walk over like swiftly, and like grab it by the neck, and like focus on its life energy,
Not even grab it by the neck. I'm literally just more or less like whacking my hand on its back.
Interesting.
I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not grabbing
Nice.
it by anything. I'm just placing my hand on it, focusing to kind of just rip its life energy out of it.
Now, the book says they're winged reptiles, so actually it does have life energy. Fucking go for it. I was gonna be like, it's a gargoyle, doesn't have, but no, it totally has life energy.
No, well, I assume that there's some life energy animate.
Yeah,
Assume?
yeah, totally.
A savage through and through.
Savage through and through.
Instead of a gentle vampiric touch, just slap.
You just slap it.
There we go. So that has been nice
Yeah.
and successful.
We
So
just sort of
we
focus on the
deal
edge.
Where's
Yeah.
the damage button at?
It's literally the
we
wall
go, got it.
damage. Yeah.
There we go.
6. Yeah, you... I think what happens, right, is you slap it from the back, and there's like this flash of... Like, what color is life energy?
I don't know what color life energy is, but when I rip it out of them and absorb it myself, it's blue.
It's blue.
That
So
one
there's
is
this
blue.
like blue haze that like emerges from the gargoyle and like seeps into your hand, and then it like freezes up and just topples over.
No,
Is that
no,
what
no,
it-
no. What,
Oh,
no, what I like to think is I kind of slap the back,
cool.
and this like initiates the process, and then I pull my hand away, and as I pull my hand away, the life energy kind of gathers in a ball between my hand and the person I'm gathering it from. And then once all the life, the 6 points of damage effectively has been absorbed into that ball, then that ball just kind of rapidly jumps into my hand in one fell swoop.
Nice.
So it's like I'm gathering the soul energy
so it's
outside
like
the body, and then just immediately just goes straight into my hand.
So it's like turning around, like and slowing down as the energy seeps out, and it's like trying to lunge at you, and then it just topples over, and the ball like hits your hand and gets absorbed.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Obviously, you don't heal because you had full health.
Yeah. But I'm
but
also
you do
doing
kill
it this
it.
way yeah, because later on it's worthwhile pointing out that I can enhance Vampiric Touch so that the heal heals somebody else.
Ooh.
So
That's
by
pretty
making
cool.
it look like this, I can make that ball, rather than go into me, go anywhere.
Setting
So
yourself up for the
damage is
future.
the ball, so the damage is the ball coming out, and then where I send it to, where it heals.
Awesome. So that's the last gargoyle done with, and the last of the piles of treasures vanishes with it, leaving in the room a bare, not overly elaborately decorated throne, a lonely skeleton, and an oil lamp in its hand.
A skeleton, you say?
Yes, the one you sucked its soul out of.
Oh, the one I sucked off.
Yeah.
Got it.
Silver looks at Ika, and she's just like, "This is your fault. You see all that stuff that was just here?
What a pitiful display.
Ikit is too busy sobbing and crying over his tail at the moment to respond.
And then she walks up and it's like, "Do you need a hand?" "Well, I don't have a hand, but I have your tail."
You picked it up from the corner.
Ikit takes it and just like cuddles it close to him.
Nothing more but a vampiric slap.
I don't know. I think he's a little bit. I think he's kind of a little bit more than of a rat, not a vampiric stuff. But I mean, whatever. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. So
Yeah, what happens now, guys?
what are you guys up to?
I go to the oil lamp.
Yes. Lamp. It's old and tattered, you know, there's like oily spots on it, and you know, you can see where like use has worn away some of the brass and like discolored it. But aside from that, you know, if you refill it with oil, put on your stopper in the front, you know, light it, it could probably serve you as a light source. Though, of course, you
I
have
know.
seen its potential. Yeah.
I have an intent. I know this is the wrong game for intent, but I have an intent.
You have an intent. Please tell me.
I want to unleash magic from its bounds, basically. I want to free.
So I'd like to give everyone in the room a chance to see and notice what you're doing and stop you, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Because maybe some people want to spout some lore and like remember that this might be a terrible idea to do. Don't know.
I mean. So first of all, describe what he is doing to us.
He's picking up an oil lamp that looks like it's straight out of Aladdin.
Right.
Just saying.
So the question that has to follow then is, do I know about genies? And if so, what does my ogre upbringing tell me about them?
That sounds like you're spouting some lore.
Yes.
Roll plus int. Unless you don't want to. Oh, wow! 13. You know everything about fucking genies.
Okay.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to the situation. Yes, what your armored companion is about to pick up is the lantern, or the lamp of a genie.
Right.
And if you rub it 3 times, you might get a wish granted.
Okay.
It might also kill you if it's pissed off. Depends on the genie. You can ask me more questions about it, of course. I think it's only fair.
Are genies alive or dead?
Yes.
Right, so they're pretty much
Genies
neutral.
are elemental spirits. They are neither alive nor dead.
Okay, so they're true neutral. So another neutral being in the universe is not a bad thing. So that's acceptable. It's a neutral thing that's summoning it, so that's acceptable. I shall ask the armor. What are you planning on doing with the wishes? Just straight
Nothing.
up.
Nothing.
The armor has never lied to, has he?
No.
You have not had many conversations with the Alma either.
Granted, but to date he hasn't lied to us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool, I'm gullible enough to roll with this.
Do the rest of you
Ticks
have any
all my
objections?
Ticks all my boxes.
Silverhorn.
I will have said what are you planning on doing with the wishes quite loudly and obviously.
Yeah, I think
in
everyone
terms of
heard
with
that and like now realizes that what they're talking
it's
about
like-
is the lamp of a genie. And you've heard the myths, right? You've heard the stories, the legends.
Eagle's head pops right up.
Lamp, give here. What? Let me one. See, lamp.
He's like trying to stumble over, but his balance is all off because his tail's missing.
Chat might get its wish. Okay.
What is Chat's wish?
I wish
For
for a
a
new
new
party.
Oh no. They might get their wish. Oh no.
Silver's more interested in the throne and the skeleton, actually. She wants to know if it's anything to do with her ancient people.
Ooh. Want to spout some lore about that?
Sure.
Roll plus int. 8. Will only tell you some interesting. It is on you to make it useful. Yeah, the throne and the person on it, and maybe you remember back an old story that was old when you were young, about the city of brass and the mighty genie binders that lived there. And you imagine that this could be one of them who's like secured themselves away, but you know.
You need binders?
Binders. Yeah, they were powerful magicians that bound genie to their service. Until one day there were no more. But it sounds like someone's gonna rub this fucking lamp. So
I'm
Hopefully we don't
going
rub
to
it the wrong
talk.
way.
I'm going to talk to the lamp.
oh, okay.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? If so, give me a sign. I'm not going to rub it.
I think because you're a magical construct, I think you do get a response.
Morgan Freeman's voice.
Robin Williams voice.
I can't make that voice.
My name's Morgan Freeman. I've been trapped in this lamp for many generations. Please let me out of here at once.
That is what you hear. What do you do?
And then I basically wanted to ask, do you want to be set free?
Yeah, there's an affirmative response.
Do you know how I can set you free?
Ooh. I think the answer you get is that you can't. Like, you can't. And like, emphasis on the you.
Like I can.
Yeah, you specifically cannot. I've already been bound.
Does someone exist right now that can set you free?
There's an image of your companions.
Ah, fuck, for fuck's Can any one of them set you free right now?
Affirmative. Unfortunately, you lack, the qualities necessary to be a Djinn binder.
You can't rub the lamp.
In very basic and crude terms, that is true. But perhaps there's something to discern about here. Like, why that is the case. Because there's a process behind this. Magic follows some rules. Some of the time.
Depends on your system.
Some of the time it follows rules.
I think we over here like Silver just like tapping at the skull of the skeleton in the throne. Just like, I'm gonna call him Skin.
No. Though a question to you, Silver, is: do you tell the rest of the party about the lore you know, about what this is? Like, do you give them this hint?
She's too busy trying to come up with a name for the skeleton for a little bit there.
Oh. Okay.
She's waiting for something to happen. She's just like absent-mindedly just like poking at the skeleton and maybe looking through the throne chair. Maybe like one of those like, oh, is this one of those ones with like secret compartments where there's like store valuable stuff in it? Just like.
Okay. So you're distracting yourself. Ikit.
I mean, are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I mean, I could ask him.
Okay, so you two have that conversation. Ikit. You've heard a story about a man being cured of a deadly disease after he's lost his limbs and was crawling to a temple, and a djinn appeared and helped him out of the kindness of his heart, and only asked for the man to become his servant. That's a story. That is a story you have heard in the past.
Ooh.
More hard bargains.
Yeah, no, Ikit's already made up his mind, though. Here's the thing. He is headed straight for that lamp, and he is going to do whatever it takes to get his tail back. But like I said, he's just slightly stumbling along the way because his balance is now off.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Cause I imagine the armor's a lot taller than me. So by the time I get over there, am I able to try and snatch the lamp out of your hand, or is it well above my reach?
I put it way above you, but I assume I asked the djinn when Ikit comes near, in some weird arcane humming. I really have to give the lamp to Ikit, do I? Affirmative humming.
It would work. It's not your only choice, but it would work. You wanna go for it?
Okay, which puppy?
Yeah, which puppy do you prefer? You hold all the power, because two of them are disassembling a chair.
This puppy seems to like this thing right now. Yeah, have this thing, puppy. I lower the lamp into the puppy's reach.
Nice. So Ikit, as you take the lamp into your hands, you're filled with a warmth of a fire burning in your heart, filling you with energy and strength and power, and it's overall very pleasant. and the rest of you notice that like the lamp lights up. The tip of it, where you would usually have like the string burning the oil inside of it, like lights up. So Ikit, what do you do with the lamp?
I'm just kind of like shaking it and like shaking it, rubbing it, everything.
It want tail back. Give it tail back.
Yeah. So
Pleading and begging.
so you rub it a few times, and then the room goes dark. All sound vanishes as like a purple smoke suddenly wafts out of the lantern as like the top pops off. There's a plinging sound as it like clatters on the floor, and the fog like rapidly fills the room, and all of you like feel this heat, this warmth of the djinn as it emerges.
How am I meant to take this seat apart if you were turning out the lights?
So in this mist manifests this red person. It's like bare-chested, wearing a turban. There's a saber at their hip, and you see the legs are like malformed, still misty, connecting to the lamp. And the djinn turns like to you, Ikit, and he states, "Name your wish and become my servant, or forever hold your tongue."
There's a pause from Ikit here, because he's thinking back to the Great Rat now and all that. Maybe if he's a little bit patient, the Great Rat can help him out. Maybe, but
see, I actually think you have a larger issue going on here.
Do I?
Because you are a warlock. And the issue with this now is that you are already the servant to your patron. Regardless of the wish and how much you want your tail, you are a servant of the Great Rat. So how do you resolve?
So
how do you resolve becoming a servant of the genie and remaining a servant of the Great Rat at the same time?
It's great, isn't it?
it's amazing.
It's the perfect choice.
Seymour, and you thought I was going to be the slut.
I mean, to be fair, in most of the campaigns we've been in, you have been the slut.
Oh, God.
Now, I just want to say, you do have a choice, or an opportunity to say things that are not wishes. Wishes have to start with "I wish." So you can have a conversation with him about this if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Ikit, servant of Great Rat. How can be servant of Great Rat and genie?
That's good. That's so good.
Of great fire. Of great fire.
Yeah, great fire.
Great fire thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the djinn like strokes his like thin black mustache as he contemplates your words, and then says, and fuck it, we're just gonna call him Jafar. Jafar.
We are not lifting from other IPs in the...
No, not the slightest. I am the great Jinn Jafar, bound for all eternity to this lamp. If you accept... Well, if you state your wish, I may sever your bond to the Great Rat, for it is only a minor player in the grand game.
Oh, I don't know, that sounds even worse at that point. That sounds like a worse deal.
You just see the silver like inch into the picture, like right next to it, like up to his ears. It's like, ask for a bottle of water.
The room is
Ikit-
very dry.
Yeah.
I'm just quietly wondering if it has to be Ikit who utters the words, because Ugg is seriously tempted to just hijack the wish at this point. Just one question, Mister.
No, I want to make it.
guy,
I want to.
How many wishes do we get?
I think it takes a moment for the Jinn to like turn his gaze away from Ikit, who's still contemplating the wards, and turns towards you, and like kind of balloons up, right? Like grows in the room and towers over you, looking down at you, as the heat like sears up, and I think he states, 1. And then he kind of looks between, the two of you, Ikit and Ugg, son of Zog. He says, but there's potential in both of you. One could become a binder. And he kind of like backs away again, as if he like didn't like even saying that.
I mean, rules on the wishes? There's got to be rules. There's always rules. Rules?
The one who rubs the lamp and releases me swears fealty. I will grant any time, and thus allow me to grant any wish. He's a bit more eloquent than that, but basically no restrictions is what he's telling you.
I mean, you know where I'm going with this, right? You know where I'm.
Yeah.
Now you could of course spout some lore and try to figure out if, in the stories you've heard about restrictions, or, discern realities to like maybe tell if he's lying, right? There's options here. Right, don't take him by his word.
Some law because obviously I'm wanting to do the infinite wishes syndrome. So -1, you said, yeah?
-1?
Or not? Did you say -1?
I didn't say -1. I was just pointing out that there's options here to like negotiate or figure out what he's about,
Yeah, let's see what else I can remember about restrictions on the wishes, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Just so you know, Balthazar is watching this whole scene fold out.
Yeah, very intently. Nice. 7. Well, tell us something of interest. Jinn or Genie are not all powerful. And
right.
You generally get what you want, but not always. And it can go bad.
Okay.
How do you know that?
Yeah, that is a really good question. Where did he get that knowledge from?
Books. I was training under an Ogre Magi for the majority of my life.
Okay. Let me rephrase the question. Where did Zug get that knowledge from? Where did he get books from?
I have no freaking clue. Probably the same place he got this robe from. Don't ask such questions. Don't ask such questions.
Okay, no, it's good to know.
You get a fist in your face.
It's good to know that whoever the Ogre Magi ate had fancy robes and knowledge about Jinn. Or Genie.
Yep. Okay.
It's very good.
So.
May I suggest something?
Yeah,
please.
In the songs of the wild that are sung in the mountains of the ogres, there are songs of the elementals, and they sing about the creatures of the elements.
That's really nice and thematic. Yeah.
So, see, the thing here is that, and I'm going to say this out loud, I've just heard of more impressive Jinns than this one. I mean, 1 wish. seems a little bit on the low side. I'm not convinced you're one of the all-powerful ones.
I think he just turns his back towards you. Like, it turns back to Ikit Ikit. Now, state your desire. You wish for... And he, like, stretches out his arm in, like, a theatrical manner.
Ikit, mate. I wouldn't. This one, if you wish for your tail to be back on, he's gonna do it with sticky tape and plastic. I'm not gonna say sticky tape and plastic. I'm going to say, like, I don't know, twigs and berries. I don't know, right?
Twigs and berries. Good.
Twigs and berries. He's not gonna actually reattach your precious tail. He's just not up to the task. If he was up to the task, this wouldn't be an empty hall.
Ooh.
Sounds like hack and slash.
Oh.
It does sound like you're trying to make a parlay roll here with the genie, though.
Oh yeah, like
yes,
like
and
you're
no.
kind of taunting the genie into like demonstrating.
I'm definitely taunting the genie into demonstrating his power. That is absolutely what I'm trying to do. I'm not directly trying to parlay them, but I am, because it's not charisma, right? I'm not trying to...
You're discerning the reality of whether or not this genie is what he claims to be.
Yeah, I'm more a case of, just because you...
Yeah, that could work, I think.
I'm wanting some level of demon. I mean, first of all, I'm trying to get free wishes out, and second off, I am trying to determine that because I have gone through my knowledge and established that genies are not, that there is varying power levels, shall we say, and what I want the group to determine before we start blindly throwing wishes at this fella and potentially signing away our free spirits. I would like to know exactly what level of capability he has. And you can't just ask him. So
Nice.
I'm trying to kind of goad him into demonstrating his power. This might not be the smartest thing, and I acknowledge that, but this is why I'm like, I want him to do it before we make a wish, so that we can still make a wish.
Cool.
That sounds like a parlay to me when you want to make him do something.
Yeah, you're trying to make him do something. That's a parlay.
Okay.
And you're doing it
That's a
with
parlay.
wards specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the leverage of like, I have this knowledge that tells me that you might not be what you are. Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and the other leverage is the Jinn wants them to make a wish.
Oh yeah, he absolutely wants you to.
So I'll just roll the charisma roll and then add any modifiers we need to add, yes?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Oof.
Oof. Well, you get one experience
Excellent.
as the genie snaps his fingers and your mouth disappears. And he turns his eyes back at Ikit Ikit and like leans down close. And it's like, it can be anything you want. Your tail. I could make you rich. I could make you beautiful. I could make you the lord of a great castle. Just state your desire and give up the rat. And he like almost whispers that last bit. You're allowed to hum.
What? What fire thing? What?
Okay, stop humming.
Yeah, okay, dude, day more, seriously.
Actually, stop humming though.
Yeah, so, yeah.
What fire thing want? What fire thing want?
Complete a task for me. When I tell you. That is all. And he like backs off to give you like room to think and like be less menacing.
I would like to discern realities.
Yeah,
I know, like
okay.
I would. It's a bad thing, but I would. Ah, shit. No, forget, forget it.
What would you have asked?
I would like to have known what this task about. Like, what should I be on the lookout for in regards to this task, and
Yeah.
what is about to happen in regards to this task
Yeah,
and
well,
this thing. But
you don't know what it wants.
yeah, no.
Yeah, chat would have been the world's most over-leveled warlock 20 minutes ago. And thanks for the follow, whoever followed. Much appreciated.
Oh man. Oh, this is terrible. I hate wishes so much.
I mean, Ikit, the way you see it, you no longer have to give up the rat. You just have to do something for the Jinn once he tells you to in the future.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Oh.
don't, I mean, the thing is, if you don't have to give up the rat, and all it is just,
Oh, that's a good. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
then I don't see why Ikit wouldn't.
Yeah, no, that. See, I thought those two weren't mutually exclusive.
Right, but it seems like you've been so hesitant for so long that he's changing the deal to like entice you
Oh,
further.
that's no fun. That's no fun. Don't do that.
It's
to me,
no
man.
fun. It's no fun. But like, I mean, okay, so it's perfect. Like, it's on you to see if Ikit picks up on that. Because
no,
what
no, I'm not-
like
it's
we're
on the
coming down
guys
to,
see
right?
if he
Is
picks
like,
up on that. I'm not
Oh.
trying to discern realities here.
okay.
Actually, it would be defy danger.
Oh
like,
yeah, you're
thinking.
defying the danger.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Will Ikit survive?
Yeah. 6. No, you don't hear. You don't realize.
Damn it!
You think you have to give up the rat.
Oh no. Okay, I don't have a choice, my dudes. I gotta give the tail back.
Okay.
Ikit, wish for tail back.
There's a moment of silence, like absolute silence, as the Jinn strokes his mustache again, and then snaps his fingers. And the Jinn is gone. The lamp is shut. The cave is cold again. And Ikit, you feel a tail. What's wrong about it?
What's in your left hand?
You do have a tail at the correct place. What is wrong about it?
Oh. It is branded with Jinn symbology.
Yeah. Ooh, and it's like these red glowing runes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ikit hugs his tail for a moment, then sees the runes, and is just like his entire body sinks. He goes down like 4 feet in height.
And then I think you hear the lamp clatter to the ground, unlit, in front of you.
Okay.
Does this mean we're not getting the bottle of water?
You're parched, man. Like, jeez. That was
Oh.
intense and warm.
Quick question: do
Yes.
I need to roll to check if there's still any magic left in the lamp, or like I don't? It's like it's going like I rolled once to check the magic.
You rolled once, so I think you can tell. The lamp is... It's not gone, but you imagine it's gonna take a long time before
Gotcha.
you can make another wish. You know, you might be able to take it to an expert or yourself do something about that, but right now it's no more than a normal oil lamp. But if someone wants to mark it in their sheet and be like, I now have this, go for it. Cool.
I would like to try to talk to the lamp again and see if it answers.
It does not.
Unfortunate. I'll take the. No, I don't. I don't want to take the lamp with me. But
You
if
don't.
no one-
Yeah. Okay.
If no one of you takes it with you, I will try to hide it better in the room. But if any one of you picks it up, I don't object.
A magic lamp would fetch a high price.
I think done looking through the throne and the corpse of skin.
It's not a magic lamp; it's an ordinary lamp.
Yeah. It is emphatically linked to genies. So
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
could do something with it, but right now,
Yeah,
for your
I think
lifetime,
so.
it's probably not gonna
Silver
do
Mitch
anything.
picks it up.
Yeah. Cool. You grab it. Also, you've been very distracted trying to find actual loot in this room. So, how about you discern the reality here and find the hidden compartment with the treasures? That totally exists. 7. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Where's the treasure hidden? So
you
as
want to ask?
or is that your question? That's a good question. As I'm trying to figure out how to actually dish out treasure in this game. 'Cause there's a process to it.
There are multiple things you can do. If I recall correctly, you can.
Monster hordes, yeah. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry. What's your name again?
So.
Xal. Your characters. Or Silver. So I kind of jumped the gun there, but that is a discern the realities to find treasure, right? You don't want to use it for something else.
I think the question is where the treasure is. It's probably
What is useful or valuable to me?
Yeah.
But that's the usual question. But you don't have. Maybe the treasure doesn't interest you. Maybe you're more interested in. Is
true.
there still danger here? But maybe you're interested in who's in control here, or what is not what it appears to be. It's like
Yeah.
you were looking for compartment.
I guess what's your approach here, right? Like, what were you trying to find by examining the chair? Because I'm just like jumping on the. You've been doing that for a while. Let's give you something to do about that. As I have to look up the damage die for Jin again in case you do actually find treasure. If you do. So yeah, what do you want to do with this roll?
I want to.
Like, you don't have to like ask an exact question on the list, right? Don't feel constrained.
Yeah, I guess it's more just. Well, I guess it's what the. Well, not. It's not really what here is useful. It's like if there's something useful to be
Yeah.
found. Like, is it under the throne? Is there?
Yeah. Okay. So I think you find something hidden within the throne. As you're like disassembling the armrest, you find a hidden compartment with like a brass key, and it's like elaborately wrought. And as you're looking around the cave, you notice that the back wall is like perfectly flat, and like the rest of the cave is like natural and like, you know, roughly hewn. But that's perfectly flat, and there's a keyhole about waist high in the wall.
At first, she kind of probably as she's sifting under the throne and the compartment or whatnot, kind of like doesn't seem to give care to the key at first. Like she actually probably like tosses it lightly on the ground type of thing, lets it clatter a little bit. And she's like, because it's one of those like, oh, there's got to be something better under here. Where's the real stuff?
Right.
Okay, yeah. Nobody wants just keys. There's the satchel of something, you know. And then like there's nothing else. It's just a small compartment. She's just basically just drumming her hands against the bottom of like a box or something. Just looks up kind of with a huff, like, all right, key it is. Picks up the key and then looks around, kind of rolling it around in her finger, because I imagine it has like one of those loops at the end of the key.
Yeah, totally.
Notices the wall, like approaches that while Ikit's kind of, bitching about his tail.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then eventually fits it in.
Yeah, so it, if you fit the key, you turn it, it clicks, and like a section of the wall about the height of and width of a person, like depresses very slightly, and then you pull the key back out, and you can like slide it further in. And as you're sliding it further in, there's an alcove to your right that reveals, and there's some things sitting there that were hidden away. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll the treasure table using the Djinn, D8 plus 1. Let's see what's in there. 6. Ooh. So what you find is a scroll pouch. It's like a, again, brass tube with presumably a scroll in it. And I guess you open it up and take a look.
She looks for other things first.
There's nothing else here.
Looks at the tube, drums it on the stone wall a little bit to see if it makes a hollow or filled sound.
Yeah, there's like a paper rattling sound inside coming from in it.
Stomps back out of the wall and like just tosses it at like Ugg's feet. He's just like, I don't want to read. This is yours. What's with everybody in reading? Why books and scrolls and it's like all this education and stuff? Why can't they just do things?
I love how the elf is like super ghetto. Ugg, son of Zug, do you wish to open the scroll case and read what is within?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a look inside it.
Okay. So it's not actually anything to read. It's a map. You unfurl the scroll, and it's like been elaborately painted, and thanks to the tube, like actually well preserved. And it shows a region. It's like you can't immediately place it, but it marks some roads and some places. And in the center, there's like a bronze round like splotch. And it shows like some symbol, and it's clearly like meant to indicate a town. And underneath it, in like very elaborate script, it reads "The City of Brass."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you find. Congratulations.
His first question is, how many living are there in Brass?
Now, I don't know. At least one of you has I have mentioned the name of the city before too, during one of your spot laws. It might have been you. I don't know. But it's a thing. So what I'd like to say here though is that this is this adventure. You've done it. You've cleared out the cave of the Djinn. You've parlayed with him in one way or another, and gotten some loot out of it. So how do we finish the scene up? Unless you guys want to keep doing shit in the now completely empty cave.
I would like to point out that I mention none of this on the map because I can't.
So once the gin vanished, your mouth did return.
Oh,
Maybe it
okay,
took you
right.
some time to notice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in that case, I will mention to people what's on the map, and what people want to do with that information is up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City of
It's-
Brass
Sorry, go ahead.
sounds familiar. May have to think about it for some time. Sounds like a couple of places have been named this way.
Yeah, it's not to you probably. You remember at least two, like in passing, right? Like how strong are the memories of your previous like incarnations?
It's not like incarnations, but it's
yeah.
it's like I'm being there right now.
So you're like shifting vision. Nice. So
Yes.
I guess how strong are your visions then?
It's I simply don't care enough. That's the point.
Nice. So it's like in the background, and you're just
it's like I don't care for this enough at the moment, or like, who cares? Just another mortal thingy.
It shall be given to the sands soon enough. Yeah. Cool. Red-Eye, help me out. What happens once a dungeon has been cleared effectively? Right, we're kind of at the point where in Blades I would go to resolution and downtime.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like nothing specific. Like this is the point where we
Perfect.
could make the moves to travel to the next location, like the travel moves.
That's how it works.
Undertake a perilous journey, and that's. But I would advise to cut it here with the end of session move.
Yeah, it sounds like a good
And-
stopping point.
Yes.
And we can get into dealing with end of session stuff.
And either next time we simply turn up at a point where it sounds interesting to us, which sounds better to me than undertaking a perilous journey
Yeah.
to.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone's fine with us calling it here, we can engage the end of session move and figure things out from there.
Chat should have a say in events.
He's just mad that it took all his coins away earlier. They were an illusion, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's do the end of session move. So for each player in turn, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, which means it's either completely explored, no longer relevant, or otherwise, done. And ask the player that the bond is about if they agree. Who wants to start?
Silver. I have the bond. That Silver is aware of the power that lies within magic. Technically, I said I will show them. But are you aware of the power that lies within magic now?
No.
Okay.
She was very pointedly not paying attention to the djinn. Which is weird, but yeah. Yeah, it's not. Do you have another bond that you think might have been resolved, or?
The Ikit thing, definitely not. I don't interact much with Ikit at all. I don't know. Uk, son of Zuk, behaves like a savage. I will teach them good manners. is more like Ugg son of Zug is a chicken of a brood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's look at Ugg son of Zug then, if none of Balthazar's are.
See, I went through mine and I'm just like, I don't think Silver contacted any of his ancestors. It had been brought back from Death's Door, was kind of done pre-session. And Balthazar's beliefs about the afterlife being changed, I don't think that's happened at all.
Okay. Do you think you still want to pursue these things? Because these are things you have to go and do. Alright.
Yes, no. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that completely. And I'm fine with them being where they are. I mean, I might come up with a different decision between now and next session, but right now it's more just a case of opportunity. I think Ikit back from Death's Door is probably going to present itself more often than any of the rest, and for Balthazar it's just the opportunity to present itself. It just didn't happen in this session.
Fair shot.
I think to be fair, part of the issue is always going to be the problem with the bonds is that they almost need to be so simplistic as to be pointless if you're going to be regularly getting XP off them.
They're fairly immediate things, yeah. But like your Balthazar one is a pretty decent one, right? Balthazar's beliefs about the afterlife are wrong. I shall try to show them the truth. It's like you could have, like, as you seen the corpse and like did your soul stuff, you could have like lectured him about like this is what it means, and that's one way to hit the bond.
I just didn't. I don't. So here's one of the problems with that, which is that first of all, my character has to actually understand that Balthazar has incorrect beliefs about.
No, you think you think you do. That is the premise of the bond.
Yes.
You think they have wrong beliefs, and so you're going to tell them wrong.
I get that. The point that I'm making is that the characters have known each other for the better part of about an hour and a half.
That's fine. You established this in an hour. You were like, this is not a human.
Yeah,
like this is not a living person, so they are wrong, right?
Yeah,
find an arbitrary dumb reason.
I get that, and I think that across the next sessions, this is going to come into it.
Okay.
And I think for session one, there's not the kind of opportunity to know the characters, to know what their beliefs are, to try and change them. That's what happens in session one. And then the bonds will kind of come into their own sessions 2, session 3, and so on and so forth. I don't actually think they're very good session 1.
There's a problem with our session 0 or session 1 setup that we Dungeon World usually assumes that the characters know each other for quite a while.
Yes, and we do not have that assumption.
There's some of that. I mean, yeah, we have some history behind some of the characters, which we can get into that further. I think, yeah, but Balthazar himself is the new guy out, so it might be a little bit time taking. But do feel free to like make a bond that is false, right? That they don't actually think anything wrong about the afterlife that you take offense to, but you think they do, so you're gonna do something about it anyways.
Oh yeah, no. I think moving forward, as the knows each other, all the rest of it, but I think that doing what you're suggesting in this session would have just felt very inorganic to me.
No, fair shot. If you don't feel like it had a place to show up, that's fair. Yeah.
Personally, I, as Balthazar, would have enjoyed it very much if, for me to give me a chance to give my point of view on you gaining a soul charge.
Oh yeah. And maybe that's like also something where I could have gone like, "Hey, Balthazar, what do you think about what just transpired?"
Yeah.
I could have triggered
because
that.
I don't feel my character would have just approached Balthazar at that point, going, "Look at what I'm doing and how right it is," because that doesn't. Without him saying that's wrong or I don't get why you're doing it, or he would have had to have initiated the conversation or the situation, even if it was just something as simple as you notice Balthazar looking at you with a puzzled, inquisitive look on his face. There needed to be a spark to the conversation. My character would have not just turned around to Balthazar and gone, "This is why I'm doing this." It would have just felt so inorganic.
Fair shot.
Basically, we're in so many words saying, just because we had so limited time this time around, there's not a whole lot we could do to explore our bonds in this particular session.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if anyone's actually hit their bonds for this session.
Let's see.
I don't
Let's
think
keep.
that's a bad
Yeah.
thing.
No.
But
Yeah.
that's yeah.
No.
It's
And
fair.
I'm thinking now, correct me if I could be wrong here, but for session 2, we could cut a few weeks or a month in the future or so to when we have spent more time together. We've been
Definitely, yeah, that is an option. And I think that's a very good thing, like, for us to do. Like, oh, we've put this past us. It's kind of like established that this group can accomplish things, and you've kind of stuck together because of it. And like, yeah, and then we renew our bonds at the start of the next session, and see. But let's keep going through them just in case, and then do the rest of the end of session stuff.
Yeah.
So what else do we have?
Silver and Ikit, I think, are the only two we haven't gone over so far.
Yeah, okay. So Ikit.
Oh, okay, I didn't see those before. Okay. Sorry, noticing things on the character sheet now.
Yeah.
I'm just now seeing the +1 forward, -1 forward, and so on.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see those before. That's why my rolls. That's why I wasn't. That's why we weren't adding the 1 to my rolls that entire time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
No,
get it
it's
now.
not. It doesn't change my rolls at all because we added those in retroactively. It's just.
Neat.
So yeah, no. My bonds. I can trust Balthazar on animated armor to back me no matter what. Ugg, son of Zug, would make an excellent servant for my master, and I know what Silver Knight's Whisper truly desires. Zal and I will have to talk about that last one, but I don't think I matched anything, no matter what there. Unless we can somehow weasel in, there's like Balthazar handing me the lamp to somehow count as that.
See, I actually, depending on how you want to interpret it, I actually think that weasel.
Oops, you're breaking up there.
I am. Am I
You
better
broke
now?
up there.
Cool.
Yeah, you're better now. It was a weird thing. Repeat that.
I think, assuming we only get one of these from what I've heard,
Yeah, you resolve one of them.
yeah, I think
yeah.
there's more of a solid argument to resolve Son of Zug, because the guy that you were having a massive problem with, I walked over in one shot. Now, granted, it was unlucky dice rolls and all that kind of jazz, but maybe that convinced you that I would be a good servant for your rat god. That would be the better one that I think.
Oh, did you see something in that moment about him? It's like, this can be useful to the great rat.
Absolutely. I couldn't even think about that, but I love it. Good eye, good ear, or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, there we go.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll mark that one.
Yeah, then Ikit takes an experience point.
I marked that. Where are those?
Top right. And I think
there we are. It's just 1 point.
just one for the bond.
Sounds good.
And I believe you strike it out and make a new one?
Yes,
Or is it...
and you,
Yeah.
and you can make the new one with whomever you like.
Yeah.
It says with whomever you wish, but whenever I played it, it was another PC.
Yeah, like make it
yeah,
about the same PC, maybe. You know, like now that you're convinced that he would make a good servant, what are you gonna do to make him a good servant? Like, Yeah.
It's very usual to follow up on the same person. But I've seen different things, but it's usual very easy to just follow through.
Cool. Just quickly want to scroll back up to see if you fucked up any rolls, because you might have.
Bareback just need to loot.
Oh yeah, there was one. Yeah, you failed one roll, so you actually have 2 XP.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Every roll below 6.
6 and below.
6 and below.
Six
Yeah.
and below.
Nice.
Right. Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So, do we want to go over my? Because I already have a new bond in mind already. Do you want to go over that now, or do you want to save that for the next session?
Let's save it for next session.
Sounds good to me. That gives me a little time to write up a description for it.
Awesome. Silver, the Knight's Whisper.
None of them are met. I want to change the second one. It's pretty much garbage.
For reference, that's Balthazar has my back when things go wrong.
Yeah. It doesn't really have anything to it. But yeah, none of them are met, so no XP, and I'll probably change that second one.
Fair shot. Yeah, we'll write in there lock it in at the start of the next session, and that'll be that. Awesome. So I think that's everyone's spawns. So the next thing is we look at alignment. Did you act according to your alignment? Did you do the thing?
Unleash magic from its bounds.
Fuck yeah, you did. Take that point. Silver.
I mean, when the gargoyles came in, I kinda did. She tried to shift blame away from it, but we didn't roll for it.
You don't have to roll for it.
But, I mean, kinda.
Do you feel like it's sufficient enough? Do you want to give yourself the carrot? It's taking an awful lot of time, so maybe not.
Yeah, so probably not.
Cool.
Not enough to really go on. It's too dusty.
Icket.
Yes.
Did you spur others to significant and unplanned decisive action?
I don't think so. I really can't describe a situation here where I spurred anyone to anything.
No. You were spurred to do so.
I was spurred to do things, and even then I deliberated a bit too much on it to really qualify. But all that said, I have nowhere else to go with that bot.
Awesome. Ugg, son of Zug, did you carry out the spirit's last request?
I mean, that depends on how you regard last request. To be fair, I didn't communicate with the spirit at all, but I did perform last rites on. So
That's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
What
you
will that do?
like. Okay, so tell me about what does it mean for your spirit to be like stuck in your dead body? Is that like a bad thing? Would you, as a spirit,
I mean,
like
I would
want to
think
happen?
That would be a bad thing. Yeah, you would either want to be up and walking around onto the next realm. I feel. I do not feel being stuck here is a good thing for any spirit. There can be debate about whether the next world or coming back here is the option they would prefer. Although obviously I have personal thoughts on that subject matter.
Yeah.
But I do not think anyone finds being stuck in
So-
a immobile corpse good.
Then I have a bargain for you for this point of
Right.
experience, because what you actually did is you bound the soul to you instead of the body. Do you release
Yes.
it?
So at this current point in time, no, because I don't have the ability to.
Well, Do you actually
where
need
it
like a
gets
specific
tricky.
thing to release
Well,
it?
the problem is you do use the souls on stuff, so I can use the soul to contact spirits as the wizard spell.
Oh.
That me and
But
Thing
okay,
were
so what I'm
discussing
asking though is
about,
not do you
things like
use
that.
it? What I'm asking is do you release it? Do you just give it up? Because I think that's a fair thing for you to be able to
Yep.
do.
I would definitely say so.
Yeah, okay. I mean, in the month, I think it is fair to say that I probably release it because it's not. I am convinced I am good, and it is not good for the soul to be trapped. And at the moment, I don't have the ability to put it into a body, which I will do eventually, and then I'll be very much on whacking them into bodies. But right now, I don't. So no, I would just release it.
Okay, take an experience. You acted in line with your alignment. Who else do we have? Do we have everyone?
You counted successfully to 4.
Yeah. Cool. And then we do generic XP triggers. So these work like blades. We get 1 XP per trigger. And these apply to the group as a whole. So, did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
Oh boy, did we learn things. Yeah. We learned that Jinn of thing and genies and
City of Brass is
the City of Brass exists.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that all 1 XP because we learned
No.
some? Or is it each
Every
trigger
person
set
gets 1 XP because we learned something new and important about the world.
Yeah.
1 for everyone. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
I would say we did overcome a Jinn.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did.
No, the Jimin overcame us. Totally.
Everyone, I mean, kind of. But everyone take 1 experience. Did we loot a memorable treasure? I mean,
I
if
would
finding
say
the
so.
lamp if finding the lamp is not a memorable treasure, then I don't know what will be. So,
Yes.
I was actually going for the map.
ooh, the map is also true. It's a map to the City of Brass.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 more experience for everyone.
Does anyone hit 7 XP? No, sorry, we need 8. Oops.
Yeah, it's level plus 7. Which I think our Necromancer hit 5. Balthasar
Yeah,
hit
I'm at
6. Xal has not added his experience up.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I think I missed 2 triggers. I think I missed a trigger or 2 there. What
Okay.
after?
So we're getting all 3 of
Okay,
the end of
so I
session
need to add-
triggers.
I need to add 2 more then.
Nice. Yeah, up to 6 then. And Silver. Yeah. 3 XP only. Did you not screw up a roll throughout the entire thing? No. Okay, fair shot. So yeah, we'll probably get the chance to level up then next session. At least
Ooh,
some of the
that's
characters.
That's great. Yeah.
That'll be pretty sweet.
Oh, I got to check out the Warlock book. See what I can level up with that.
And given that it's going to be quite a bit of time, you can get all your hit points back, I believe. That sounds fair, right?
I
That-
hadn't even minused any hit points off. I wasn't quite sure how
Oh,
to do that.
yeah, the tail did not, in fact, subtract any hit points.
I didn't think. Okay, I didn't think it. Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
But yeah.
It sounds like a perfectly fine idea
Yeah.
to give hit points back. Way of we're
Yeah.
doing a time skip. And
Long time skip.
personally, and personally, I would have simply dealt damage on the tail,
Yeah,
severed.
I
Are you
probably should have
kidding?
done
That was
that.
the best part of this whole session. That was amazing. I did so many cool things, and
Yeah.
it was giving me a character arc.
He has a character
No, no.
arc now.
No, I
But-
would have done both.
But yeah, for
Oh.
mechanically, do both, totally.
Okay.
I wasn't like... I wasn't paying too much attention to it, honestly. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
it
rip your tail
sounds
off.
Like
You
like,
ripped my
like-
tail off.
the chance that that it could HP would have gone so low that in that scenario,
It's very low. He has 18
No,
health,
there was
so
there was no chance it would have like actually done anything to you, unless you decided to fight the Jin.
That said, I wouldn't be. Well, I might have to talk to you about this just because. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah,
We can talk after session and whatnot. Oh,
fair shout. Okay, that's end of session. That's really quick. Awesome. So let's do outro stuff. I mean, generally it's just gonna be for the viewers, since you're still here, hopefully. We will generally be playing every Saturday, every week, except for 1 week every month. And since this is the very first month, we'll be doing only 2 weeks. So we will be skipping the 11th, which is next week, and we'll be skipping the 25th. But we'll be playing on the 18th and then on the 1st of next month, presumably. We generally play at 5 p.m. German time.
Central European, which is
yeah.
UTC +1.
UTC +1 until fucking time zone shenanigans with daylight savings time. Fuck it all
for
over.
the North American viewers, that is 11 a.m. on Saturdays until about 3 p.m.
Eastern.
Cool.
Eastern. Thank you.
Good. And then I will make an effort to back up all the VODs. I was not recording these locally, so I'll have to pull them from Twitch. But I will be putting these on YouTube as well, and then there will be a link to that in the Twitch channel description underneath the stream, if you want to watch the VODs on YouTube and not on Twitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any of you guys have some outro stuff? Maybe you want to chill your social media or whatever? I don't know.
Maybe one day, but not today.
Maybe one day. Then I shall chill my social media, because I actually do have a Twitter that I maintain with stuff. I've been talking with Stephen Lumpkin on there about his upcoming Blades in the West marches hack. We're just gonna be Blades in the Dark, but West marches and D&D-ish, and it's gonna be amazing. So I've been following that, and I post other stuff, and for the love of God, people support the stream, because I want to do this for a living, hopefully. I need to pay rent.
I miss Steven. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing much, but he seems to be like back and active, so that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
As long as he's doing well, like that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get into role-playing game once and you never leave, you just take very long breaks.
Yeah.
It's true.
Called Sign of
I've heard people
Osiris.
say very similar things about World of Warcraft.
We'll get you out of that. We'll
not
turn
going
your
back.
raid
You
night
can't
into
make me
a
go
fucking D&D night. DRPG night.
Yeah, most of you, no, all of you played Blades in the Dark. How did you enjoy your first foray into Dungeon World?
Technically my second foray, but given I was playing a complete custom class compared to last time where I just played a Goblin Thief, I have to say this was pretty dang fun. It's gonna take me. I think it's gonna take all of us newbies a while to really get into the swing of it all, but because it's similar, but at the same time very different. It's like a halfway house between D&D and Blades, and. But would you disagree with that? Or?
No, I'd agree with it. I'm not certain how I feel about the XP / specifically the bond system. I get what it's trying to accomplish.
Bonds are difficult.
I'm yet to be convinced it's the best way to accomplish it. But this is session 1, so
Yeah.
you know how you feel about something in session 1 and how you feel about session 20 are two wildly different things.
Absolutely.
First
I
impressions.
think we'll get more into it for sure. I think that bonds are a difficult mechanic. They're beliefs from Burning Wheel, which are famous for being impossible for players to wrap their head around. And they specifically ask you as the player to be proactive, to make shit up, to go wild, and maybe not always have a trigger behind it, but to be the trigger yourself, which can be odd, for sure.
So I like them, but I think my problem with it right now is that it's tied into the XP system, and that's where I'm kind of on the fence about it. But as I say, this is session 1, so ask me again in, like 6 months or so what I feel about it, and maybe I'll be turning around and going, no, it's the best thing ever. Or maybe I'll be turning around and going, no, opinion's still the same. But at the end of the day, find me a system that has nothing but good points and no negative points whatsoever for everybody.
Ha! Good luck.
Because that just doesn't exist. It just does not exist.
This is so super interesting for someone who started with Powered by the Apocalypse games in general, and then migrated to Blades in the Dark, and has a lot of experience with Burning Wheel. Like, just hearing these opinions, and it's.
In some ways, playing Dungeon World for me feels like a step back in time to a time before Blades, which it absolutely is. And it's not a wrong way of doing things, but the industry and especially the space of it, the Forge, has evolved. So I don't know. It still holds up nicely. I had a lot of fun here. This was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's meet again in 2 weeks, for sure.
I've also said this before, and I stand by this. You can have the worst system played with the best players, and you will have a whale of a time. And to the same token, you can have the best system ever played with the worst of players, and you will have the worst time.
Yes.
The players are way more important than the system.
Yeah, and I think we have a pretty good cast here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah. Would you disagree? Well, there we go.
Again, I'm personally not sure about Zal, but
Yeah.
no, never have been, never will be. By the way, for the audience members who aren't on, it's a joke. We're cool. I'm joking around. We're good friends.
Yeah.
2 years, 2.5 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
By the way, crew, thanks for having me. It's my first foray with this hard-boiled crew. I think it's my first time playing with them. I've played a lot with Duriel.
We might have, during Clocks in the Dark, been together once or twice, but that is so old. Yeah.
We played at another times as well, but we've crossed paths. Yeah. Thank you very much for GMing, Duriel.
Nice.
Thank you very much, chat.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for playing, everyone. Again, thanks for chat. Please leave a follow if you haven't already. We'll be doing this more often, and I'm working on actually starting up some other campaigns to stream. There's a Chronicles of Darkness game in the works that I wanna get going soon. So yeah, that'll be cool. And if I can be bothered to figure out how to go about it, I would like to stream the IRL games that I'm playing here in the house with some cool, amazing people. Because we've been doing some crazy shit in those. Specifically the Blades in the Dark games we've been playing have been crazy. We are currently, one of the campaigns is on a quest to assassinate Lord Strangford after he murdered the entire city council in a train accident to take over the city. Yeah, and we are playing the crew that acted out that assassination, and then we're dumped by Lord Strangford. He thinks we're dead. We are not. So if I can figure out how to do it, we'll do it. Yeah. But that's it. We're done. Oh my god, we're like 4 minutes off the time slot being over. Get the fuck out.
Good.
Do things with